hit left field. One run scores. Here comes the winning run, and it is over at the Coliseum.
Last night's first walk-off at the Coliseum this year could be a much-needed spark for a team that has struggled over the past couple of weeks. Today, Sonny Gray makes his 2017 Coliseum debut as the A's #1 starter is back, healthy, and ready for a rebound season. Gray and the A's go for a series win versus the Tigers next. Beautiful day for baseball at the Coliseum, and last night the hero was Adam Rosales, a walk-off single, and today it's the rubber game of the series. It's the Oakland A's and the Detroit Tigers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. What a season for Yonder Alonso. We saw it last night. 2 big home runs really helped in the comeback. First time he's had a 2-homer game in his career, Ray, and he's got 8 home runs. What are you seeing different this year compared to last year?
I think aggressive and play him every day. Lefty, righty, it doesn't matter who's pitching. Of course, we're going to show 3 home runs. Started in Minnesota against a lefty. That's very important because of today's starting pitcher. But what he did last night, first time in his career, multi-home run game, both times, a fastball up and away from him against Jordan Zimmerman. But his aggressiveness, of course, he started in the offseason last year. It's continued through spring training in this season. To have 8 home runs already, congratulations, because it's a great start. We know he can play first base. Now he's swinging the bat.
For Sonny Gray, it'll be his second start since coming off the disabled list, and maybe his first start in Minnesota. He pitched okay, maybe a little bit rusty.
Right.
I think we'll see a different Sonny today.
A little bit of a hesitation. Talked to Kurt Young about it, something he developed in Nashville in his rehab assignment. This is his first start at home. He's won 20 games here at the Coliseum. I think trying to win this series today is very important for the Athletics, but also for Sonny Gray to have a good start against a pretty good hitting ball club, Detroit Tigers. He's faced them before, even in postseason. Be a start today for him.
And the A's will face a guy that they have not faced before, a young left-hander by the name of Daniel Norris. So that's your pitching matchup. It is indeed the rubber game of the series on a beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball. It's the A's and the Tigers. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back, so stick around.
Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich, only at Jack in the Box.
Oh, what a great day. Little League Day. Must be Sunday. The youngsters heading out. Sweet gray Oakland uniform. Check it out. So excited to be. Oh! Well, the way things are going around baseball, I hope one of those youngsters does not go on the 10-day disabled list. But I think we'll be okay. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. Beautiful day, 68 degrees, just a light breeze, and not a cloud in the sky. So this is a good day to sit back, enjoy the sunshine, and enjoy a ball game. Not a bad crowd this afternoon. And it is the rubber game of the series between the A's and the Tigers. So should be a good afternoon of baseball. Starting lineup for Detroit, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here it is. Adam Romine again will lead off, but today he's going to play center field. Castellanos bats second, then Cabrera, Martinez Upton. Those are the big boys in the middle. Medusi's had a good series. James McCann will catch Iglesias and Dixon Machado. Machado gets his first start in the series. He'll play second base.
Sonny Gray starting for the Athletics, his second start since returning from the disabled list. You see his numbers. That was from his game in Minneapolis. That was on Tuesday. So he starts today, the Sunday, 5 days on his normal turn. And like we mentioned in our open, he has had some success against the Tigers, pitching against them even in postseason. So today would be a great time to have his best outing.
In steps Andrew Romine, and the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball for a strike. So we're underway. 107. First pitch thrown today.
As Kurt Young about the slight hesitation for Sonny Gray, and we noticed that in Minnesota, and continued on the first pitch here, but just right there. And you know, the old theory has been, Kipe, is if you can stop at the top and balance yourself on one leg, that's pretty good, because you're not pushing out too quickly. And I guess Sonny was doing that just to try to slow himself down, not get out too quickly, and as a result, it seems to have helped him, especially his rehab assignment at AAA Nashville.
And that one is drilled toward the gap at right center. Nobody's going to get it. And one hops the wall. Romine can run. He's going to get into second. He'll stop there, and that's a double. So a loud double to start the ball game for Andrew Romine. Defensively for the A's, Chris Davis, Rajay Davis, Chad Pinder. Chad Pinder gets his first start in right field. And it's Plouffe, Rosales, Lowry, Alonso, with Bruce Maxwell doing the catching. Bruce Maxwell, one of the heroes from last night. You're going to talk about, obviously, Rosales and Alonso and Matt Joyce with a big hit in that ninth inning. But a simple walk from Bruce Maxwell. Outside of the Rosales hit, I think it was the most important at bat in that inning.
Well, again, as I mentioned earlier about Rosales talking to some of the veteran hitters who had faced Francisco Rodriguez. Same with Bruce Maxwell. And, you know, he just stood there and almost like, hey, 2 strikes, but he knew he's going to go soft, try to get him to chase. He did not. He ends up walking. Joyce with the double. Adam Rosales with the game winner on the first pitch fastball.
Nicholas Castellanos is the hitter for the Tigers. Good sharp breaking ball, but it's low. 2-0. Umpires today, Adrian Johnson is calling balls and strikes. The crew chief is Gary Cederstrom. Then it's Tom Woodring and Gabe Morales. No warm jackets needed today for anybody in the ballpark. Not too hot, just about right. Miguel Cabrera waits in the on deck circle for the Tigers. And now 3-0.
And if the first hitter hits a double, that means Cabrera's going to come off the runner in scoring position, which is unbelievable.
3 home runs, 18 RBIs for Castellanos, the young third baseman.
Yeah, his ability to hit the curveball in this series so far has been spectacular, and it's almost a pitch you want to stay away from, although Sonny Gray's curveball is very sharply thrown. The first one he threw was down out of the strike zone.
This is always interesting too, and it's a walk. Looked like a strike. You don't know where that missed.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. Of course, the A's would like to build on their walk-off win last night. Of course, Yan Alonso, 2 home runs, his first ever multi-home run game. And for Sonny Gray, he is the ace of the staff. Time right now, this would be a great day for him to be the A's, pick up a win, for the A's to win the series. But he has a challenge right at the beginning of this game. 2 runners on base, nobody out, and the best hitter in the game up right now in Miguel Cabrera.
Cabrera in this series is 3 for 9. Victor Alexander, or Victor Martinez, excuse me, will be next. When chopped foul right at home plate. Maxwell grabs it, but it was in foul territory.
I think one of the things we saw last night, of course, the bullpen for the A's did a tremendous job. You look at the numbers for Miguel Cabrera for this season, 4 home runs, 11 driven in. But for Matson to face Cabrera, and we saw a couple of strikeouts last night with the big man here that surprised all of us, I think, but especially Matson. His elevation of his fastball after the changeup and his numbers, his being Cabrera against Matson. Matson favored more times than not. But this man is always scary.
Good swing there on a fastball, 93 miles an hour. So Gray ahead in the count, 0-2. An early nice play by an A's fan.
Come early, bring your glove. It's like going to a heavyweight fight. You don't want to be late. First inning, it may be over.
That's a good point.
The baseball game, have your kids out on the field, Little League Day, and walking around the field, sit in the stands, get a souvenir. First inning.
2 pitch, fastball running in. You know, I was thinking about Sonny Gray, that little hesitation, Ray, that you've talked about, and you know, you immediately think of, oh, that Johnny Cueto thing, and to me it's more like, remember Dan Herron used to hesitate.
Exactly.
And you see Japanese pitchers kind of do that.
Right.
Rock and hesitate just a split second. I think it's more like that than a kind of twisting your body, which Casilla does a little bit occasionally.
But that's a good point, because Dan Herron was perfect. He would hesitate a long time out of the windup.
And he would be straight upright with his leg up.
And basically it allows you to gather everything and then push off with the right foot off the slab if you're a right-hander. And the balance, because a lot of times guys will push off too quickly and get out too far and their arms will drag. So Sonny with that leg kick here, of course, first and second, different story here out of the stretch, but at the windup. But that's a nice follow through slightly to the first base side. But for Sonny Gray, and Kurt said he learned it at AAA Nashville. He tried to do it, maybe he thought he was rushing out a little bit too quickly and slowed him down. But Dan Herron's a perfect example. That's a great memory there.
Another 0-2 pitch, tapped to short, could be 2. Lowry has it, and he'll take his time and throw out Cabrera, and that's a 6-4-3 double play.
Well, a big one to turn, and this is a time you know the hitter. Cabrera does not run especially fast. He normally hits them in the gap and goes for double. This time easy, 6-4-3 double play, and both guys, Rosales and Lowry, took their time. That is a huge out, a bigger one coming up now with Victor Martinez, but a huge double play to get 2 quick outs. And there was even a slight hesitation for Sonny there before he delivered to Cabrera, and even out of the stretch he can do it.
So here's Victor Martinez, 264, homer, 17 RBIs.
Captain get a shot maybe of Romine at third base with Trevor Plouffe off the bag at third. He is coming down the line, and this allows a runner at third on any ball in the dirt. Does not have to be that far. You watch him come down the line. The old saying, get off as far as the third baseman is away from the bag. Well, he can come halfway down the line. A good 30 feet, 40 feet if he wanted to. But if it's a wild pitch, doesn't have to go too far for him to try to score.
Well, and that's really the main reason why. I mean, he could go another 15 feet, and it's not going to make him score any easier on a hit, but it's that wild pitch.
And here's a curveball perfectly thrown middle of the plate. Victor taken all the way, and a good curveball, but you noticed it was up, it wasn't down. Trying to get him to chase, and that could be something that any pitcher worries about, especially when that run at third. Saw it last night with Francisco Rodriguez.
2-1 to Martinez. 5 hits in the series for the veteran designated hitter. He's 5 for 9.
You know, Kike, nothing against Upton. Bottom line, this guy knows how to drive in runs.
Yep.
Victor Martinez, and right-handed hitter, and you know, it's something to at least think about. You don't have to pitch to him. You pitch him carefully.
Sonny Gray grabs it. He'll take it himself. Side retired. So the Tigers had something going, but the double play was huge, and Detroit does not score. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. There it is. Davis, Lowry, Davis, Healy, Alonso, Plouffe, Hinder, Rosales, Maxwell. There's your A starting lineup.
First lefty starter for the Tigers against the Athletics in this series, and it is Daniel Norris. The A's sitting for the first time. High stirrup socks, pant legs up high. The lefty wearing a very impressive number, 44. But fastball, curve, slide, and change up. And guess what? He's pitching out of the stretch. Like it. No, he didn't wind up. He side saddled, then goes and wind up. So my mistake on that. And that's the David Price type of wind up.
Who he got traded for.
That's right.
Good call, Ray. 0-1 to Rajai Davis, hitting .224, homer, 7 RBI.
Mostly fastball slider for this left-hander. Remember Don Hood?
Yeah.
Pitched for the Indians many years ago. It's kind of looks like him with the longer hair, left-handed.
Same number.
Yeah, that's
Don
right.
Hood had number 44. Tigers defense, quick look, has Upton, Romine, and Adduci. Infield, Castellanos, Iglesias, Machado, Cabrera, and James McCann is your catcher.
His brother kept 18 his whole career, didn't
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so it's easy to remember. That's a good memory for Don Hood, mid-70s, wearing that number. Had a pitching staff of Eck, Pat Dobson, Jim Bibby, Don Hood.
There you go.
Nobody could hold anybody on.
So you were in trouble before the game started.
I would tell Buddy Bell, I'm going to throw to you to cut him off. Third base.
On the ground right to Iglesias, who handles it. And that's the first out. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So 1 away. Here's Jed Lowry.
Oh, what a great start for Sonny Gray. We're talking with the guys' studio about the momentum. Well, Sonny Gray did a great job. Looked like he was in trouble, which he was, but a couple of ground balls, 3 ground ball outs, including a double play, and he's back in the dugout.
First pitch to Lowry is tapped up the third base line. It kicks foul. Lowry at .298, couple of homers, 5 RBIs. What
a beautiful day for baseball. Man, it's great. Clay Wood on his birthday out here working hard.
I didn't know it was his birthday. I wish I'd have known that.
Clay Wood's birthday. And didn't matter. He's going to have the crew out here getting this field ready. So happy birthday to Clay. He's down there probably resting a little bit after being up early this morning. Looks good.
It's a lemonade day.
An umbrella set up high so you're not obstructing anybody's view. It looks like they're doing that.
Castellanos, couple steps to his left, and he throws out Lowry. Second out here in the first inning. Well, it's one of those days where
batting third,
it's not too hot to sit in the sun all day. And if you're in the shade, you have to have maybe a light jacket on, but still very comfortable.
Hey, but Jack's friend came out with a black sweatshirt on, said Raiders on the front, so we took care of him, get him a little bit more comfortable for this day game. Jack's got a strong handshake. You got to be careful.
He's getting there.
Whew.
Look at the youngsters hanging out. That's awesome. Got your team jerseys on.
Oh, yeah. And of course, we talked last night on Nissan Keys the game, the importance of playing well in front of the kids in the case of today with the Little League, and last night for the Bob Melvin bobblehead. We know that the skipper is a little bit superstitious maybe about where he parks and things that he does when the club's winning. So I say, hey Skip, so another bobblehead today? He said, nope, that's one thing I will not do. But that was a great night for him, bobblehead for Bob Melvin, and he said it was exhausting. Signed a lot of autographs.
Well, my son was concerned because he got his, opened it up this morning, thought it was awesome, but he said, Dad, I need to know the A's his managerial win totals. I said, all right.
It
so
just went up one
we
last
went to
night.
Baseball Reference, which is a wonderful website, and we got the correct number.
So was it zeros? So you had to put it.
Yeah, I think it was at 0. So
Okay.
we found out the proper number for
That's
Bob
great.
Melvin's managerial wins with the A's.
With the A's, right? It's 470. What? 4?
Five, I think.
5 is it? 5. Thank you.
There's a shot, backhand, and Machado. That ball must have had a little action on it. Machado takes care of it. And Daniel Norris, the young left-hander, gets 3 ground ball outs in the bottom of the first.
Season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, you can get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Go away!
That's a nice looking cap. That's lid, man. Or lit. It's a nice lid, but it's lit.
So here's Upton, followed by Adduci and McCann. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs for Upton. He's 1 for 7 in this series. Pulls off a little bit on that Sonny Gray breaking ball.
Upton has missed more pitches than I've seen a power hitter miss in a series. And let's hope it continues. But there have been some pitches that have been right there for him, but for some reason, pulling off a little bit, like you said, or just missing them for some reason.
And Upton, like a lot of power hitters, streaky.
Yeah.
He gets hot, boy, look out.
Well, he did last year because he started very slowly. Of course, playing in Detroit was very cold in the early part of the season, unlike the previous teams he had played for.
Gonzalez quickly ranging to his left, and the throw in the dirt. Alonso not be able to dig it out. And that's another error.
Yeah, Upton running fast. Rosales, though, plenty of time. Got the ball, heel of the glove, and maybe not enough good enough grip because he fumbled a little bit. Alonso makes that play 99 out of 100, especially with the ball bouncing out as far as it did, but hit him in the heel of the glove as well.
So it's an error. And Sonny Gray back into the stretch. Here's Adduci.
It's amazing the first two games how an error early in the game has contributed to some unearned runs by the Tigers, and the A's have fallen behind. Fulmer, they could not come back Friday. Last night they did against Zimmerman and the bullpen. At least one guy in the pen.
And the A's have made 5 errors in this series now, and they have 29 on the season. That's the most in the major leagues. It's probably not the easiest way to go about it, like you just said, where you make an error and fall behind early in a game. Wins like last night are terrific, but there's also a reason why walk-off wins don't happen very often.
That's a good point. Yeah. But you think about, and the defense is going to get, I mean, it has to get better, and it has improved. And Adam Rosales really taking it hard. He takes it every time hard when he makes an error. But the bottom line, if you think of the smoothness of plays, that when you get an out, a ground ball as a pitcher, you say, well, that's an out. It's to one of my infielders. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're out of the stretch. And
we get a nice play.
Another one.
Early good play.
See, all the little league kids, I mean, it's a perfect time to come to the game. Bring your glove and you're ready to go. Got his A's jersey on.
Outside. So 1-2 to Adduci. McCann, a right-handed hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Foul back to the screen. Looks like it got a piece of Maxwell, so he's going to walk this one off a little bit.
Couldn't have been as hard as the one on Friday night when Fulmer was pitching. Direct hit. Moved him back just a little bit, but not as much as Friday.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort.
Catchers love it, Exmo, to see how slowly the ball is fouled off the bat into your mask. Boder knows. Take him off the mask anytime versus other parts of his body.
Quick throw. Upton does not have a real big lead. He does run pretty well for a big, strong guy. Strike 3 call. Tail on it. Well, that's the first strikeout for Sonny Gray, and let's check in with Angela.
Well, guys, if you're looking to take home a piece of the 2017 season, you can find it in the form of a limited edition MLB authenticated baseball pendant necklace. It's set in sterling silver. I'm wearing it. You can see what it looks like in the front. And on the back, if you type in the numbers to MLB.com, you can find out the exact play, date, and game where this ball is from. This is a Jarrell Cotton strikeout. So since Mother's Day is just around the corner, it might be a good gift idea. You can find out more at the MLB Ballpark app, also at the stadium in section 120, and you can find it online. Guys?
Check it out. So kind of a cool thing. The A's and MLB. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Could actually buy baseball cards now with a piece of a uniform or a bat. Different things. I mean, all the things are coming up with.
What happened to the good old piece of stale bubble gum that you used to get, right?
It was stale, but it was good. But whatever happened to the nickel pack of baseball cards, too? When you mow a lawn for $1 and go buy a box of cards.
Yeah, those days are probably over.
Probably? I think so. But it was fun nonetheless.
Upton runs. Pitches the ball, throw to second base, not in time. Lowry checks into the dugout.
Quick release, very strong throw by Bruce Maxwell. Melvin on the top step, taking a look at it. If you got him, his foot's off the bag, so that's a left knee. Because if he tagged him there, his foot's not on the bag. And they're going to take a look at it. And according to this play, left knee, foot not on the bag, is out. We'll see how they look at it in New York.
Well, the A's made the decision to check it quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see if it works out for him.
Well, I think from the dugout perspective, they look at the player. Jed Lowry kind of looked at, and so the left knee is the key because the right foot's not on the bag.
Yeah, looked like you got that left knee.
Yeah, right there. It's a tag there, and his foot's not on the bag. And actually, you can see under Jed that his foot has yet to reach the bag. A lot of times that front foot comes up too.
Sure.
But a tremendous jump for Upton. So if he tags him there, which it looked like he did, his foot wasn't on the bag. So we'll again see what they're looking at in New York. Guys in the truck have given them a lot of angles to look at. But you know, Cap, it's amazing. Before challenges and replays and all that, that's a bang bang play, and he goes to safe, which, you know, a lot of times they call him out in the same way, but this time he's called safe. A couple of former catchers managing.
Sonny's going to take a few warm-ups as the umpires continue to listen in on what's going on back in New York. It's either going to be a runner at second and 1 out, or 2 outs and the base is clear. So as always, these replays are important.
Well, Upton thinks he's safe. He's still at second, which he should be. We've had guys actually leave the field. Yeah, so he's out there. His foot's not on the bag and the tag's on the knee. I got a minute 50 for New York.
Here we go. And he is out.
Great call. Nice going, Adam Roden. Bob Melvin, Marcotte, and New York. And a very quick throw, really on a pretty good jump by Justin Upton. And Bruce Maxwell can throw. He showed it there right on the money. Jed Lowry making the tag. So it is 2-0 on the count, but the second out on the appeal. So caught stealing.
2 minutes 25 seconds is the official length of the review.
Well, is that counted when Bob Melvin came out, or is that for New York?
We do not know. Plouffe throws out McCann, and just like that, the inning's over. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Healy, Alonso, and Plouffe. They'll score.
Like premium games, have the opportunity to participate in the 50-50 raffles presented by Better Health East Bay. That's a Sutter Health Foundation winner will receive 50% of the jackpot with half the proceeds benefiting the A's Community Fund. To learn more information, please visit www.athletics.com/raffle. www.athletics.com/raffle.
Got it.
I'm reading it for myself.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure. And all the folks to know, too. But, yeah, that's...
So Ryan Healy leading things off. Healy with a home run last night. Remember, he homered on Thursday. Was not in the lineup Friday. And he homered last night.
After he made 2 errors. I think Bob Melvin said it perfectly, talking about Bob Brenly, who's now working in the TV side, but in 1 inning made 4 errors.
That's right.
Yet he hit a walk-off to win.
Won the game.
Yeah. And Melvin said, I was one of the guys that got the error because he threw it to me at the plate and threw it on my head. But, you know, and that's what he's talking about, because
that's base hit to center field.
But you can have a bad game defensively, yet turn it around offensively. And the key is to not let the bad defense, the errors, affect something like this. And he did not. Fastball down and in, and he crushed it. That ball was jolted to left field. Holy Toledo was about 5 of those last night, which was great.
So leadoff single, and the A's will get Norris officially into the stretch as he faces the red hot Yonder Alonso. First pitch is outside to Alonso, who's 4 for 8 with 2 homers, a double, and 5 RBIs in this series. And as we mentioned in the open of our show, his 2-homer game last night, the first time he's had a 2-homer game in his career.
It's impressive. 8 home runs already. The most he had last year was 9.
And he's never been a big power hitter, but he's been a different deal this year. He also has 5 doubles. In fact, he is 3rd in the American League now in slugging percentage. Think about that. 3rd.
Cap, I can think about 2 in the past, one still currently playing. Ichiro, who could probably hit 30 to 40, but he wouldn't be hitting for an average the way he has, 200 hits a year. Carney Lansford when he played 3rd base for the A's. Wade Boggs. But last night, Yonder Alonso checked these fastballs from Jordan Zimmerman, both to the outside part of the plate. Wanted to go in, left it outside, and he extended his arms, crushed it to right center. That one clearly above the out-of-town scoreboard. The second one snuck over the 362 sign for a 2-run shot, and that was huge because yonder 3 runs batted in, Healy with the 1, and then Adam Rosales with the walk-off driving in 2.
So here's Trevor Plouffe. First pitch to Plouffe, a hard slider that he swings over top of. Plouffe hitting .191 with 4 home runs. Chad Pinder to follow here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, no score. He's come in with a 13-17 record, so this is game number 31 on the year. They're 8-7 at home. Seeing the Tigers in this series, and the A's will not see the Tigers again till September. We will be in Detroit September 18th, 19th, and 20th. So get a look at the Tigers now. Who knows what will be going on in the middle of September with both these teams? You just don't know.
One thing we do know on September the 1st, September call-ups and expanded rosters.
Oh yeah, our card will be much more busy. Our scorecard when we see these two teams again, mid-September.
And the September the 9th, remember, is a doubleheader, a true doubleheater makeup of the game against Houston. And the doubleheader in Tampa against St. Peter, against the Rays in St. Petersburg.
The 2-pitch blocked nicely by McCann.
Sometimes you just throw your body and you pray, please let it hit me someplace. This ball spiked out in front of the plate. McCann comes up. The ball's in his glove. But you just hope that the ball doesn't stay down. It came up into his glove. Nice block. Nice catch, actually.
Plouffe hits it toward third. Castellanos has it, fires to second for 1, and that's a double play. 5-4-3 double play. So each team with a double play in this game. No score after 2. The Happy Hour, also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. A's nothing, Tigers nothing. It's the top of the 3rd. Jose Iglesias steps in. Iglesias hitting .240, a homer, 9 RBIs. Soft line drive as Lowry reaches down and grabs it off the shoe tops, 1 away.
Batting in the 9th position, second baseman.
By the way,
Dixon Machado.
Adam Rosales felt great last inning after that error for the A's to get out of the inning, and the other night did not happen. Unfortunately, Victor Martinez on Friday got the 2-run single, so today all is good. So there's an error on the board, but no damage done by the Tigers.
Dixon Machado playing second base today. First pitch is a strike.
You know, talking about Sonny Gray with that hesitation, everything with hitting is timing. A lot of times you have hitters will lift the front leg, and based on the pitcher delivering the ball, they put the foot down and start. But if you have somebody that hesitates or sometimes just goes straight at you, can throw off the timing. That's why guys who pitch exclusively out of the stretch, they can vary their delivery to the plate and affect the timing of the hitter.
That's low. 2-1 to Dixon Machado.
Well, Sonny, stop, and then push and go. So he's got everything working together for his delivery out of the windup, which is perfect.
Fastball down around the knees. So 2-2 the count to Machado.
There's the hesitation, the location, bottom part of the strike zone. That's exactly what he wants at 94.
A little pop up right center. Lowry cannot quite get it. In fact, it just tipped off his glove, and Dixon Machado has a bloop single.
Well, it was not hit very hard. It was a curveball, stayed up a little bit, and Jed Lowry just could not turn it around and reached back over his head with the ball coming back, and that close to being the second out. Check Dibdahl, the official score today, calling it correctly as a base hit.
So now the top of the order, and Andrew Romine. Romine led off the game with a booming double to right center. Romine 4 for 10 in this series. So he's done a good job in that leadoff spot in place of Ian Kinsler, who's out again today.
Two-seam fastball starting inside, struck out a Ducey that way. Ian Kinsler can get down in the hot sun of Arizona, the off day tomorrow, and go out and bake the hamstring. Feel better on Tuesday. A very good second baseman, a very good hitter.
Maxwell blocks it, and Machado get a good read, and he takes off for second. So it's a wild pitch.
Well, ball down, and unfortunately for Bruce, he went at it backhand instead of using his body to block, and he did a very good job last night blocking balls in the dirt. But see, you want to go not that way. That's the backhand, and you're not using your body, and the technique is so important, especially someone who wants to pitch down in the strike zone like Sonny Gray. 15 wild pitches last year. That's one today.
Close pitch, 2-1. For the A's, their 15th wild pitch this season, second most in the American League. On the ground, Lowry charges, gets a nice big hop. It's the second out.
I think there was a wild pitch. That might have been a double play.
Third baseman, number 9, Nicholas Castellanos.
So 2 outs, runner at third is Castellanos. Sonny Gray trying to work out of this little jam. Got out of a jam in the first. Got a call overturned in the second. That certainly helped him out a lot.
And with the big man coming up next, Castellanos, of course, with the runner at third. We'll see the pitch selection. It's the first time in the game that Sonny's had a runner at third. Well, actually second. He had the double play in the first, and Romine was at third. So you always want to make sure you trust your catcher to block balls. Keep the curveball down.
Castellanos walked in the first inning. I would guess that Sonny Gray, he's not necessarily a guy who walks a lot of people, but maybe not easy to catch, right? Because he's got some unpredictability with his fastball. It runs a little bit on its own, and of course that pitch you're talking about, that hard curveball that he does throw in the dirt a fair amount.
Both not as far off third base with this at bat, but still allows the runner at third to get a pretty good lead.
Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Sonny Gray.
You're right, Cat, because you can call a four-seam fastball and it could be a two-seam. I mean, it's just something with a movement. That ball running in on the right-hander. But at 94, and you get movement, that's difficult to catch.
So 0-2 to Castellanos.
High fastball.
And that is fair. A check swing down the right field line. It went right over the bag. And Machado's going to score. And boy, that's got to be frustrating. And not even a full swing.
Batting in the third position, first baseman, Miguel.
And it was a waste pitch. Wanted a fastball up. Castellanos started to swing, held up. Ball connected as his swing was up high as well. And just happened to be fortunate for him. Nothing Alonso could do. Just inside the line on the check swing.
So it's an RBI double for Castellanos. So he picks up his 19th RBI. He doesn't care what it looked like.
Nope. Line drive double to right field.
So here's Miguel Cabrera. Curve for a strike. Cabrera hit into a 6-4-3 double play, his first at bat.
A high fastball, and that's, you know, his swing is one that's usually up high. He's handled some curveballs in the series that have been up in the zone, and so his swing, which is up there anyway, he started, knew it was out of the strike zone, held up, tried to at least anyway.
Driven towards center. Right at Rajay Davis. He's got it side retired. So a run on 2 hits for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the third. Detroit 1 and the A's nothing.
ABC Sports California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
Great photo from last night. The A's get their first walk-off of the year thanks to Adam Rosales. The A's to a 6-5 win. So Pinder to lead it off, followed by Rosales and Maxwell, bottom three for the A's. Hit hard, but to Dixon Machado, who is shaded behind second base. His throw is low, and Pinder's aboard. Machado threw a changeup.
Did you see Cabrera look at him? Like, what are you doing?
Throw it.
Yeah. Cabrera missed it, but I don't know if we get a chance to see him, but plenty of time Pinder hustling. And Cabrera went down to get it and just shot a glare at him like, what are you doing, man? And he tried to hang up, but check him out.
Well, you know what? And you could say, well, Cabrera catch it. It's like, no, it's a routine play.
That's right.
Throw the ball.
Throw the ball chest high, so I don't have to go down and try to be a hero. But that was classic. But I mean, he's right.
He is right.
He is right.
And you know what? He can do that.
Yeah, absolutely, because he can back it up.
Yeah.
But that is routine, and you know, he initially, I got to try to catch it, but when it didn't get my glove.
So that's the second error in the series for the Tigers. It comes off leading off an inning. So if the A's can take advantage.
And that really, that's a huge error. And maybe something can happen good for the A's because if had it happened to them.
Rosales at 260, couple of home runs and 9 RBIs. And that one is just foul.
So the organist decided in the at-bat.
Probably not a great idea.
First pitch fastball. And Rosales crushed it. And long run for Justin Upton. And there they come.
Yeah, that was.
Now see, that's just impressive. Yeah, love it. Put the headset back on me. Let's continue the interview.
That's right. He's ready to go.
You know, back to the Cabrera and the look to Machado. It's not a matter of Cabrera showing him up. It's basically saying, you're 90 feet, less than 90 away. Throw the ball right.
This is the big leagues.
That's right. Throw it right. You've got an easy out. You're putting pressure on your pitcher with an error. And, you know, there may be something said in the dugout, too. I mean, although that look might have been enough. But that's the leader that he is. It's not a matter of showing somebody up. And you never want to see that on a field. And there's no way he was showing him up. He was just saying, hey, it's a routine ground ball. You need to make the play.
1-1 the count to Rosales.
And remember when the Tigers acquired Prince Fielder, when Victor Martinez had the leg injury, missed the whole season. Cabrera moved from third to first, or I mean first to third.
Left center field. Romine can't get it. And here comes Pinder. Pinder's going to score, and Rosales makes the Tigers pay with an RBI double. Romine made a great effort, but just missed it.
Well, Adam Rosales back-to-back at-bats. Last night in the 9th, today in the 3rd. Drove in 2 last night, drives in 1 here. What a great effort, you're right. Romine going after it because he had Upton backing him up. But because of that, of course, I don't know that he could have knocked it down to prevent a run from scoring, but Adam Rosales found the gap. And Chad Pinder almost to second base. And there's the speed. Down to the back third perfectly. And his hustle to first base maybe created the error. Adam Rosales drives him in.
And here's Maxwell, who takes the first pitch inside. So Maxwell, 2 for 8 on the year.
Yeah, have a good at bat, Mr. Maxwell, lefty on lefty. And remember, with Josh Fegley on the concussion DL, there are 2 left-handed hitting catchers, Maxwell and Stephen Vogt. Maxwell gets the job today.
And now 2-0. Maxwell, that terrific at bat last night against Francisco Rodriguez, where he was behind in the count 0-2. Nobody on base, 2 outs. He just needed to extend the game. And well, you're thinking, boy, oh boy, down 0-2. Rodriguez just could not put him away. In the air, left field, pretty deep. Upton's back. He's got it. Rosales tags. He's going to try for third, and he's going to make it. So Maxwell has a productive out.
It's a great read by Adam Rosales, and very deep fly ball hit by Maxwell.
Number 11,
Marquette going back to last night. You see Darren Bush, the ace hitting coach, and Adam Rosales to get a beat on it. He's going to catch it. Yes, it is. It's deep. They know the arm strength. Try it. Do it. The throw last night was late to the plate up the line. This one off line as well. Then Adam Rosales hustling gets to third base. But you know, if you don't know a pitcher, and as a hitter, you're trying to gather as much information as quickly as possible. He did it. He being Maxwell, also Adam Rosales, about Francisco Rodriguez. And the key word was patience, especially when you get 2 strikes. He's going to go soft. Worked out well for Maxwell and for the A's altogether.
And I think you're always a little surprised. Even a guy like Rodriguez, who has a great changeup, but nobody on base, 3-2, rookie hitter, and you throw him a 3-2 changeup.
Yeah.
And Maxwell did a good job laying off, but I'm always still surprised by that.
You know, and I asked him about that, Kuip, and specifically, and because the guys had said if he gets 2 strikes, he's going to try to get you to chase something out of the strike zone. And a lot of guys cannot pick up the spin on the baseball. He can't. He saw, and the guys told him, if you see the spin, you know it's going to be off speed. It's going to be out of the strike zone. And so he threw him the curve. He threw him the changeups. And now they're going over the hitters in the dugout right now, trying to get the runner in from third to give him a lead. But boy, it's great to see the young players who have never faced somebody just, what can you do to help me? And it worked last night.
0-2 pitch way high to Rajai Davis. So the infield is in for the Tigers.
On Norris, and if you want to count the ground ball that Machado made in there, he's got 5 ground ball outs in the first 2 innings. So they're playing in. Matt Osmus hoping for another ground ball at one of his infielders.
Coming back is McCann, and it's going to be into the seats. Rajai trying to get one in the air to an outfielder. Outfield comes in a little bit.
Or he's trying to get hit number 1001.
That's true. That would be okay.
He's 0 for 4 last night. His last at bat Friday was hit number 1000. Well, Mother's Day is a week from today, and Rajai Davis in 2010 was in center field with Dallas Braden. As we were fortunate to call his perfect game, Rajai playing center. A's will be in Arlington, Texas this year for Mother's Day.
1-2 pitch. Line drive past a diving Castellanos, and it'll go into the corner. Rosales scores easily, and Rajai Davis has a double, and the A's have a 2-1 lead.
And again, maybe learning something his first at bat. Look at the breaking ball coming down and in. Rajai just dropped the hammer. 86 slider, but he did not get it where he wanted it. Left it up instead of being down and into the back foot. Instead, up and past. And there's your infield in. I don't know, even with the infield back, Castellanos could have gotten that hooking line drive from Rajai. So there's 1001. 1,999 to go to get to 3.
Still only 1 out in the inning.
Pat, you're right. The A's have taken advantage of the air.
Yep.
It's such a routine play too. That's got to be eating at a lot of the Tigers, especially that young man at second.
And then you got to stand out there. This feels like the longest half inning for Dixon Machado. Lowry grounded out in his first at bat. First pitch is high.
I like to watch a runner second base as a catcher. You're always doing it. Rajai Davis with his hands on his knees. And there are times that he's back up, but there are times that you get down the hands on the knees or take them off the knees that maybe you know something the catcher is doing. That's why it's important for the catcher to always watch the pitcher or the runner at second. If he's going through different things, there are times that first runner gets to second base, he gets a sequence of signs.
So, hey,
go in the dugout.
There could be something going on, right?
You go back in the dugout and you say, hey, this is what he's doing on a certain pitch. And we'll confirm it when I go back out, and we got him. And that's all it takes. But, you know, sometimes it's a lost art. I remember Brian Harper with the Twins many years ago was so upset. The runner at second, I said, it's on you, man. If you watch him and you know it, change your signs. It's up to the catcher. Just walk out and change them. Joe Nosek of the White Sox was the best of borrowing signs. Not stealing, he borrowed them, because if you're so bad at third base as a coach or as a catcher giving signs, he could find them quickly. Pitchers, tips, and that's just part of the game. It's not really cheating. It's saying if you're not watching, paying attention to what you're doing, we're going to pick it up, we're going to help ourselves.
Joe Nosek was a coach with the Indians,
yes,
right?
He was. But when he's with the White Sox, it's funny, trying to interview somebody about stealing signs. He said, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to say, you're not going to get much there.
No. But he was the best, and he was known as being the best. But you're right, he was Cleveland. And what was his number? You know everything.
I do. I can tell you what I think his number was 24 as a third base coach for the Indians.
That's good, Kai.
By childhood. That was a numbers guy.
Yeah, I guess.
Strike 1-2.
Well, you're right about Don Hood. It's 44. That's a great memory.
He's pitching.
That's it. Long hair, left-handed. No beard though.
One and two the count. But I bet that if I asked you, and it's been a long time since you played, hey, did you guys steal signs, and what were some of the signs you gave if you were the runner at second base? You wouldn't tell me.
That's right.
Thank you. See, that's what's great about baseball. That's a secret that's gone on and on and on. Lowry, left center field. Upton makes the catch. Gets it back in quickly.
But you know what I just said was part of it, and that is you get to second base and the catcher's not paying attention. I tell you, that sounded a lot better off the bat of Jed Lowry than what the result was. And maybe he thought the same thing, but kind of died in left center field. But the key is that somebody looks at the sequence. You go back in the dugout and you say, this is what I saw. And then you go back out. The next guy, he says, okay, I got him. Then you have a sign predetermined as to what you're going to do.
So with 2 outs, here's Chris Davis. Chris Davis grounded out in the first inning. Fastball away. So Chris Davis now 1 for 9 in this series. Still tied for second in the American League in home runs. Aaron Judge has 13. Gallo and Davis have 10. Marwin Gonzalez has 9. How'd that happen?
Started against the A's. 3-run home run off of Frankie Montas, who last night picked up his first major league victory. All that excitement. It was Frankie who reached the 9th inning and got his first major league win, and he was all excited. But Adam Rosales trumped him by hitting the walk-off.
But last night was a perfect example of something that I really believe in with home runs. That home runs over the course of a year probably help you more getting your team back into a game than maybe extending a lead.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened last night.
And when
it's the quickest way to get back into a game.
And when Yonder Alonso hit the 2-run home run, instead of it being 5-3, it was a 2-run, made it 5-4, and then the A's came back. But if they're solos, it's a little bit more difficult. You put a runner on base via walk or something happens. That's the biggest difference.
Nice block by McCann. McCann's a good defensive catcher, good thrower.
And he's a big boy, too. I mean, he's big. It goes down, and the danger there, I mean, as long as the ball comes up, that's good. But you're just fearful, and that's why you try to smooth the dirt in front of you. So when the ball does hit, as a true hop, you get some holes dug around home plate with the batter's box, or even in the catcher's area. Not going to get a true hop.
Cabrera hustling over, but he's not going to get it. Since 2015, 50 runners caught stealing. How about that? That's pretty darn good.
That'll shut a running game down.
Yes, it will.
Alex Avila's catching duo. Now Bruce Maxwell's throw was special. I mean, that was really a no chance, but got the overturn.
Have taken the lead here in the 3rd inning. The help of a Dixon Machado throwing error. It has been a long inning for Daniel Norris. Throwing lots of pitches this inning, including 22. Well, seems like more. Swing and a miss. Well, with a high fastball, and he gets Chris Davis side retired. A's get a couple of runs, a couple of hits. There was an error, and the A's took advantage of it. So as we go to the 4th inning, the A's now lead 2-1 over the Tigers. Sports into your remote and get live game stats, up-to-the-minute scores, and standings right on your TV. Change the way you experience sports with Xfinity X1.
So you just have to say that? Show me sports?
Yep. Everything you need comes
pretty good.
Voice remote. 4th inning, Martinez up and in Aducey against Sonny Gray. Sonny's got a lead. Not a big one, but it's a lead, 2-1. Tigers come into the game 15-14. Just one game back of the first place Indians. Off tomorrow. And they will spend that day, as Ray mentioned earlier, in Arizona. So they'll play the Diamondbacks Tuesday and Wednesday, and then head to Southern California to play the Angels Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So all in all, a 9-game road trip for the Tigers.
So they have to come back and play Seattle and San Diego, so they make another trip west, but still 2 trips, 5 teams, not bad.
Nope.
So the Central playing the Western Division this year in the National League, Interleague.
Tigers are 6-7 away from home.
Which means Victor's not going to play the next couple of days.
That's true.
You know, because he's not really playing a lot of different positions. Actually, DHing is it.
And it's not like you're going to just say, oh, let's play him at first base for a game, because then what are you going to do with Cabrera? The Red Sox used to play Ortiz at first a little bit in Interleague, not a lot.
But surprisingly, and I thought with Interleague play, where there's an Interleague game every day because the 15 and 15 in each league, that it would be on the table for the CBA, but what I understand was not brought up. Either go strictly DH or no DH, but it's not even brought up. So that's why American League teams in 2.
Lowry, long throw, and he gets Martinez.
Wow.
So a 4-3 putout, but maybe not your basic 4-3. Lowry was, I don't know, 35 feet out into right field.
So you have to have an outfielder's arm strength to be able to play as deep as they do. And he does, an accurate throw. He knows who's running. Victor doesn't run that fast, so he does have time, but that's a long throw for a second baseman. So he probably, like David Ortiz before he retired, said, let's eliminate the shifts.
Yeah.
Take them away.
So here's Upton with 1 out. Upton reached on an error in the 2nd inning. He was the runner who was initially called safe at second base, and then replay overturned it, and he was out. Looked at Upton's contract, Ray. I thought it was interesting. It's a big deal, right? 6 years, $132 million. That's a biggie. But he has an opt-out after this year.
Isn't that amazing? David Price, I think, also, Kipe. I know you have his contract, but the guys who have the opt-outs, and somebody, I want to say Scott Kazmir had an opt-out. I think I'll stay with the Dodgers.
Well, yeah, that's a good move by him. That's a very good move by him. Yeah. But that, I mean, it's interesting. You see that more and more.
But you get 160 or 130, you want an opt-out?
You know what, though? If they're willing to give it to you,
thank you.
You take it.
Well, and it started, and you started seeing guys getting those. And Alex Rodriguez, one of the first to have an opt-out. Well, pretty good job by Upton, but Bruce Maxwell, I mean, he's halfway to second. Maxwell with a strong throw. Jed Lowry, the tag on the knee. And you know, while we looked at it several times in slow-mo, umpires have a tough time.
That's a hard call.
That's a very hard call, because it is bang bang, and you're almost saying, I got a 50% chance of being right.
No,
and you know,
I agree.
And sometimes you have the out and you're safe, and vice versa. But
when it's close like that, and this is in no way a criticism, I think when it's that close, it's a little bit of a guess.
Absolutely.
You're
it almost has to be, yeah. And now with the replays, the challenges, and you'll see umpires not make a call until the continuation or the finish of the slide to see if they overslide. But, you know, bottom line, it's a tough call. And even at first base, the bang bangs, and more times than not, look at the replay and the umpire's correct. But, well, those plays at second, as Tom Woodring had to make, and it was overturned, but nothing against him. That's a call that, because of the replay and the challenges, they have a lot of time to look at.
There's a rip shot into left field for a base hit. Upton can hit it as hard as anybody. So hit number 4 for Sonny Gray.
Batting 6. Number 37.
Well, he went fastball, and he went down in middle of the plate in a solid base hit. But nothing against what Sonny Gray just did, because you could throw him a breaking ball and walk him. At least here he hit his way on. Give him credit, Upton, for getting the base hit, but bottom line, you're not trying to fool him, just challenge him, and he has a good enough fastball to do it.
There's a Ducey. In the air toward Davis, right at him. Chris Davis has it.
Okay. Justin Upton might have his contract because Juan Gonzalez turned down 160. One of the greatest stories ever, because left field was too deep. Turned down 160.
Yep.
And of course they changed the bullpens from right field to left field, cut the bullpen size or the left field dimension down, but the Tigers would not have been able to do a lot of things if he had accepted the contract. That was when the contracts were being thrown out, and he said no. The Tigers said thank you.
So with 2 outs, here's McCann. Well, I think if you look at an Upton situation, so after this year he'll have 4 years left, and whatever amount of money is left on that contract. So it's really simple. Does he and his agent think that they can get better than a 4-year XXX contract? And if they can, then he's going to opt out.
They can get a 6 for more money.
Then you're really what you're really just doing. You're saying to the Tigers, listen, this I think I could get a 6-year deal. You want to add 2 years on? Right. Remember the Yankees did that with CC Sabathia.
Yes, they did.
He decided, well, I may opt out. Yankees added a year onto his contract, and he stayed.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting deal. It's really the opt out is a complete win-win for the player.
Absolutely. Yeah, because if you don't have a good year, you say, nope, I'm not
opting out. That's right.
And if you do, then you can go for the bigger pass.
But even that, if you do decide to opt out, you're not going to do it unless you have a really, really good idea that you're going to get a bigger and better contract than what you have left on the one you're sitting on.
What kind of market? Who's available?
It's the greatest thing for a player. I know Johnny Cueto, same thing with the Giants. He had a 6-year contract, opt out after 2 years. So if you're the team, you're thinking, well, we'll see if he opts out. Okay, take the money and move it somewhere else. If he stays, okay, got a good pitcher, but it's going to cost us a lot of money. Remember when Price's opt out? Is it after a couple years, 3 years? I don't know.
I think it is. It's
If you're going to do it as a player, you're going to have the opt out pretty quickly into the contract.
Right. And in the case of Price, if it's after this year, he's going to keep his money because he's struggling. Struggling, he's not pitching. I mean, he's just trying to come back.
3-1 to McCann. Be careful here. McCann's got pretty good power. Swing and a miss came right at him.
Well, he did, and that's a similar pitch that Upton got 3-2.
So the runner Upton, who's got good speed, he will take off. There he goes. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. So he threw a 3-1 fastball by him. Same thing on 3-2. Runner stranded. Bottom of the 4th coming up. 2-1 A's.
Ford dealers. How about this? Little League Day. They're all taking a picture around Rickey Henderson Field on the back of the. Oh, look at them go. This is great. Get to go out and be with the position player for the A's. Take your hat off for the national anthem. And little collision. Interference. Oh, he go down. Dave Clark 5 at home plate.
So bottom of the fourth, A's leading 2-1. Healy, Alonso, and Plouffe are the three scheduled hitters. Down and in, and Healy swings over top. Healy got a base hit leading off the second.
It's a pretty good sequence, Kai. Slow curveball for strike, then he goes hard slider, and then quickly 0-2. So a lot of times hitters will not swing a first pitch curveball. If they do, they try to jump on it and make it out, but Healy took it, and here comes the harder slider.
Tried it again. Maybe this one more of a curveball. So 1-2 the count.
Try to get him to chase the hard slider. Good block by McCann. Good technique that time with the pitch staying down. He took the catcher's mitt to the ground.
Tried it again. .51 pitches for Daniel Norris. 3+ innings. This one is hit over our head, which does not happen very
I
often.
think he was guessing fastball.
He swung at it like he was.
Exactly. Said he threw me 4 sliders, and they weren't edible. And then with a fastball right above us. NBC Sports California sign letting us know that that's the change.
Now full count. 0-2 to 3-2.
Slider.
And it hung, and Healy had a good swing.
And what a difference for a slider. 3-2 versus 0-1.
So another 3-2. See what Norris throws this time. Fastball at 92 miles an hour. Hit well foul back behind the Tigers dugout. Tigers with 4 hits, A's with 3. Each team has made an error. Another foul ball.
Good at bat by Ryan Haley. Get the pitch count up for Norris. Number 10 coming up.
And he missed inside, and that's a heck of an at-bat for Ryan Healy. And let's see what's going on with Angela. I believe she's with some of her friends.
I am, you guys. I made some new friends up here in the stands. I'm with the Mount Eden Little Leaguers from Hayward. Wave, guys. Woo! All right, and so Niles and Isaiah, you guys had a little run-in at the plate earlier when you took the field, right?
Yeah.
How was that? What happened there?
It was like mixed up because when we were running too fast, it was like. Shh.
You were just so excited. They were just so excited.
I was going this way, and then he followed me.
They're just so excited up here, guys. So, Coach, what's the best part of Little League Day?
Family. That's all that matters. Parents that support your kids. That's all it is. Isn't that wonderful, parents? Big TJ, what's up?
Awesome, you guys. And you have a cheer, right?
Yes. Who are we?
Hey!
Who are we?
Hey!
What wins games?
Defense!
What wins games?
Defense!
Where are we going?
To the shed!
Where are we going?
To the shed!
One person gets in trouble?
We all get in trouble!
Who are we?
Hey!
Woo! Woo!
I like it.
Thanks, guys.
One person gets in trouble, we all get in trouble.
That's right.
That's a good one.
I saw the coach down there, and I saw him with that group of kids as they went out, and he had them all down. on the warning track area, and he must have been doing that cheer because they were all down and huddled.
They weren't messing around.
They weren't messing around. The great Mac Newton, strength and conditioning coach, he'd take the outfielders, or all the players for spring training, and have them stretch and do all the work in the outfield. And he had his music, and his rule was, one guy makes a mistake, the music goes off, and they all liked the music.
Sure.
To the point that they all made sure that they did not mess with Mac. But that's a good cheer. But that's a good rule too. One gets in trouble, they all get in trouble.
They are way out in left field, having fun.
That close to the peanut free zone, isn't it?
Peanut free zone is right above them.
Yeah.
Blocked by McCann, so the count 2-2 to Yonder Alonso.
Yeah, the layer head is everything, man. Here we go.
Who are we? One person loses? We all lose. One person wins? We all win. Where are we going? To the ship. Where are we going? To the ship. What are we not afraid of? The ball. What? Let it never hurt. Where are we going? To the ship. Where are we going? To the ship. What wins games? Defense. What wins games? Defense.
Tell you what. Is there anything that our guys don't cover down there?
So what are we not afraid of? The ball.
Where do we go? To the shed.
Which is important at that
That's
age.
right. Oh yeah. That's why the incredible is always good for the youngsters. It's soft. It looks like a baseball. Throws like one, but it won't hurt you. What an at bat by Healy at first, and now Yonder Alonso, the lefty on lefty at the plate.
Right field. Adducey in front of the out-of-town scoreboard, turns around, and that baby is gone.
Wow.
Alonso drops it on the shelf above the out-of-town scoreboard, and it's 4-1 the A's lead.
A 3-2 slider from Yonder Alonso. There they are. They love every minute of it. Be careful, guys, climbing up on that top wall. Yonder Alonso against a lefty gets a 3-2 slider. Third home run this season against a lefty, and a 2-1 to a 4-1 game. Thanks to the big knock by Yonder Alonso. This is only the 7th of May. He already has 5 home runs in this month.
Unbelievable. 9 homers, 24 RBIs for Yonder Alonso. As good as anybody, really, all year long.
Give Bob Melvin a lot of credit for putting him in the lineup. I mean, that's something, you know, that, you know, he's hot, put the hot hitter in the lineup.
Fastball up and away. Even Yonder's got to be thinking, whew, this is pretty good.
Absolutely.
This is pretty fun.
I mean, he's matched his total from last year right now at 9.
And Plouffe has a base hit. So walk, homer, single.
Well, he took some pretty good breaking pitches from the left-hander, and what he's to do on 3-2. Here comes another slider, left it in the middle of the plate. And Yonder Alonso, thank you. A beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon. One hand, release the top hand, and on the out-of-town scoreboard up on the ledge. That's a one-handed swing, folks. That is the power of Yonder Alonso. And up, and gone. Right there, you can see it land. That's great shot, guy, in the back of the wall. So the ledge and then the back of the wall, and it came back. Yonder Alonso, 9th home run on a 3-2 slider. So 2 very good at bats. Healy and Alonso. The A's lead 4-1.
So Sonny Gray says thank you very much. Here's Chad Pinder, still nobody out. Fastball just missed. Yonder Alonso hit 9 home runs in 2012.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
That's the most. Last year, 7 home runs, 56 RBIs in 156 games. This year, 9 home runs, 24 RBIs in 31 games. So whatever adjustments he made in the offseason, which he doesn't really talk too much about, I'm sure he worked hard at whatever they are. That's a good move.
Yeah.
These are his numbers here at the Coliseum.
Unbelievable.
Which in general is probably known a little bit more as a pitcher's park than a hitter's park.
Except a day like today. This sun, wind blowing a little bit, but just a sunny day.
Another hit for the A's as Pinder lines one up the middle.
How about 3 consecutive 2-strike hits, a home run and 2 singles.
Now batting the shortstop, number 16.
Chad Pinder's been swinging the bat very well. Gets the start today in right field. Goes after a high fastball, hits down on it, and smacks one into center field.
So now we're going to start seeing some action out in the bullpen. That's the lefty Chad Bell. He's with 2 in the 3rd, 2 here in the 4th against Daniel Norris.
He had a blue weighted ball in his glove when he started to warm up. Now he's soft tossing about 30 feet. So, well, if you've got a weighted ball, man, you should be throwing from 80 feet. Gradually getting loose and now he's moving back. Stan Williams, when he pitched for the Indians, you remember him. He used to carry a very heavy weighted ball. You'd hear the phone ring and he'd start twirling that arm with the weighted ball and pick up a baseball like it's an ounce.
One over to Rosales. Fouled straight back. A lot of pitches in the middle of the plate now by Norris. That one looked like a pretty hittable pitch. A little bit outside. I think pitcher catcher thought maybe it was a strike. Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire, did not. So Rosales ahead in the count with Plouffe at second, Pinder at first. Nobody out. Little pop up. Machado looking up into the sun. He's got it.
Batting in the 9th
Dixon
position.
Machado, days like this, that's
Number
not
13,
necessarily an easy play.
Maxwell.
How about this? These are left-handed hitters against the lefty Norris. Last year and this year, you see strikeout percentage and opponent's batting average. Lefties are hitting .350 against Daniel Norris this year. That's some things you just can't quite figure out.
Well, the one thing that Astros figured out against Jarrell Cotton, they threw a lot of righties against him.
Yeah.
And figured it took his changeup away because the percentage kind of the reverse. And today the A's 2 lefties in the lineup. One has just hit a 2-run home run.
Maxwell swings and misses. Maxwell actually fouled it right at home plate. Maxwell hit a fly ball to left field in the 3rd inning. Right on the outside corner at 94 miles an hour.
Well, after he hung the slider to Yonder Alonso, and Yonder a very strong one-handed swing more or less, and pumping some fastballs in against the only other lefty in the lineup.
strike 3 called. Went with another fastball at 94, so Maxwell is called out on strikes.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11.
Right part of the strike zone in the outside corner, and Chris Maxwell ahead of the pitcher, but everything hard after that. And really, that's really the best way to pitch if you think about it. You go soft, you're helping the hitter. In this case, Maxwell got nothing but fastballs and a strikeout.
Rajay Davis will try to get it done with 2 outs. Rajay Davis has grounded out, and he doubled in a run in the 3rd. So he's got an RBI today. Four for 11 in the series is Rajay Davis. With high and foul. There's the man.
I was thinking, Cap, if you hit a home run on your birthday, don't you think that's going to be a pretty good season?
Yes, well, that's true.
He did it in Texas at straightaway center field on his 30th birthday. First home run of the season, and tremendous April and May so far.
Runners go on 0-2, and they're both going to make it. Pitch was a ball. About that little sneak attack on the bases by the Yankees.
Unfortunately, no distraction for Rajay Davis at the plate, because with 2 strikes, sometimes that will occur, but they're not paying attention. And so instead of 1 in scoring position, you have 2 now if Rajay can come through. But they're giving it to you, so might as well take it. Usually, infielders will hold their position with 2 outs.
Fastball is high. Well, what you just said, they hold their positions with 2 outs. That's probably one of the main reasons why you'll see teams do that.
Exactly. But in this case, it's not a runner from second going to third where he's already in scoring position. You're taking the runner first, and he's backing it up by getting to second base. So 2 now are there where a base hit will score 2. Take the force out of the way also.
2-2 pitch, a high fastball, and Rajay Davis chased it. Side retired, but the A's get a couple of runs. The red-hot Yonder Alonso strikes again, his 9th home run of the year. And the A's now lead 4-1 as we head to the 5th. Iglesias to lead it off against Sonny Gray. He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 1, struck out 2. Iglesias takes a fastball low.
Talked last night on a Nissan Keys of the Game. Early runs give your pitcher some help, let him relax. Well, today the A's have done that for Sonny Gray. 4 in the first 4 innings. See if that can help him get going.
2-0 to Iglesias. Machado to follow, and then Romine. Romine is the top of the order. .64 pitches for Sonny Gray. That first start for Sonny Gray, which was in Minnesota, he threw 88 pitches. He'll probably shoot past that if he stays strong.
Yeah, no restrictions and just trying to pitch well.
And Rosales fires across, dug out by Alonso.
Well, it is back and it's good. If you want to sit in on one of the best suites in the Coliseum, check out the A's President's Suite, located right above the first base bag. Suite includes an extensive high-end food package, beer and wine, VIP parking, and more. Availability is limited for this popular experience, so book your President's Suite today by calling 510-638-GO-A's or by visiting athletics.com/suites. You know what? You might see the president, Dave Kaval, in there.
Could be.
Yeah.
Come visit you.
Yeah, go have a meeting. Or a Dave Kaval sandwich. Thank you, Delaire. That's always good. Still waiting for the maple syrup on that waffle Dave Kaval sandwich.
This is Dixon Machado. Big curve drops in there nicely, and it's quickly 0-2 to the second baseman.
The hesitation for Sonny Gray is working well. As much as anything, it's throwing off the timing of the hitter.
Machado, did he hold up? Yes, he did. Close. He wanted to swing.
Yes, he did. And Bruce Maxwell wanted the curveball down low. He did.
Maxwell wants it outside. Oh, he hit the target. Adrian Johnson said no, just a bit outside.
See what PitchCast says as this started. Spin took it out of the strike zone. These umpires know what they're doing, don't you?
Yep. Again, check swing, and Machado's able to hold up. So 3-2 the count.
Well, there's a case of a hitter. If he can pick up the spin, we mentioned Bruce Maxwell last night. You pick up the spin, you know it's going to take it out of the strike zone. There goes Sano. Got the curveball 3-2 in Minneapolis on Thursday, and he could not hold up his swing on the final out of the game. Fastball away.
Tapped up the third base line. It's going to be a fair ball, and Plouffe was going to have a tough time no matter what he did throwing out Dixon Machado. So it'll be a base hit.
Well, tops and spinning towards the dugout. And you're right, he wouldn't have thrown him out probably anyway, and best just to have it go off the tips of fingers in the foul territory and keep the runner at first base.
So a one-out base runner in Machado for the Tigers, and now the top of the order, Romine. And that one is a swing and a miss. It bounces off Maxwell, and Machado goes to second. Your immediate thought is it's a foul ball, but it was not.
Off speed. In the dirt barely, kicked off the umpire's left leg. See if he turns his glove up. catches it. That's the problem with the sinker. It's a catcher. You want to have the catcher's mitt basically laying on the ground so you can catch any ball that might be sinking. I don't know if Chuck Dibdaw, it did hit the dirt, which is a wild pitch, and it should have been.
So 1-1 the count.
It's the dirt, Kate.
That's a pass ball. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
that's a pass ball.
I have to disagree, because if it hits the dirt, it'd be nothing different than the catcher throwing the ball to second in the dirt, going into center field. So, I mean, it's kind of both ways. But it should have been caught. He should have at least blocked it if he turned his glove the proper way.
1-1 to Roma, and it's in the dirt. So 2-1 the count.
Sometimes you have to be an infielder behind the plate, but in an emergency, not with the ball in front of you. As an infielder, you can backhand, you can scoop it to your left or right. By the ball in front of you, the technique is to block the ball, not to try to catch it.
Machado, pretty good speed at second. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string. It's 2-2.
Breaking ball at 88, and a good pitch, but took something off the pitch, which made it even better.
This is an important guy to get, because you always think about where's Cabrera in this situation, and he's in the hole. Roma just got a piece of it, trickles it toward the Tigers dugout. Castellanos will be next, and then Cabrera. Cabrera just chalking up.
Nice looking sunglasses.
Blocked by Maxwell, so now the count is full.
That's a good block, and that's what it's almost, he was anticipating the ball being in there and he blocked it. See the difference here in the two previous ones, to which where they were down, instead of turning the glove that way. That's the way to turn the glove, the catcher's mitt, with the palm up. You can't catch a ball with the palm down.
Sonny goes for a little walk. He's at 78 pitches. He's ready. It's the starting pitcher, Daniel Norris. Alonso has it, and it kicks off his leg right to Rosales, but everybody's going to be safe. Not an easy play. We'll see what the ruling is.
The third baseman, number 9.
Went to the backhand, stayed down, and kicked it with his right foot. Jed Lowry was right behind him.
So it's going to go as an error. E3. So now first and third, one out.
Really, it's a hard play.
That is a hard play.
Well, first baseman to, first of all, know where your second baseman is. Can he get the ball, or do I need to range as far as it did? And you can see in the shot that Lowry was right behind him, and the best case is get back to back, let the second baseman handle it. But if you're going to your right, you don't have your body to block it. In this case, his foot blocked it off to the side.
And that one drilled down the left field line, could be trouble, and it is foul. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Foul by, I'm going to just guess here, a foot.
It's Gabe Morales, the third base umpire. It's his call. Hanging breaking ball. Castellanos. Foul ball down the corner, and boy, you're right on. 12 inches exactly.
See, Ray, I told you.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell Chuck it hit the dirt.
I think that you are going to tell him that.
Well, he said make sure you put everything in pencil.
Is that what he said?
It's before the game.
So he warned us.
But I bet you he didn't see the replay. Because when you see dirt.
Sweet. Miss.
But it goes from an earned to an unearned if he scores too. That's the difference with the pass ball. Pass ball is unearned.
.227 average with runners in scoring position for Castellanos. Today he's got a big hit, an RBI double in the third. He walked in the first.
You're hoping for a strikeout with a runner at third. Ideally a ground ball for double play, so that way the guy in the on-deck circle leads off the next inning.
That one well outside. Sonny's going to have to work hard to get himself through this one. What he needs here is a ground ball, so you don't have to face Cabrera.
Maybe a throw to first base.
We've seen Romine run a couple times in this series. He has good speed.
I don't think there's anything better than a hit and run first and third and one out. Although Cabrera in the on-deck circle, you know, it's a little bit different because if he does run and it's a strikeout, Maxwell throws to second. You've got to forget about the runner at third and go for the out.
That one tapped foul. Yeah, that's that tough decision by a manager.
Yeah.
But even it's almost like even if Cabrera were to get in a spot where the A's could walk him. Well, okay, well then you have the bases loaded and Martinez coming up, but you still want Cabrera to hit in this inning. I
agree. I agree. And you do take a chance if Romine runs and it's a strikeout. It could be a strike him out, throw him out.
And then he doesn't get to hit at all.
Now the runner third has good speed, but essentially when you have a 3-run lead, you want outs. You're not going to fake the guy back to third and let the guy get into second base. So you come up throwing if you do get the strikeout, and he runs.
Romine not going, and the ball's hit in the air. Pinder waiting. Machado tagging. Pinder has it. Here comes his throw, and it's all the way through, and Machado stays at third. Terrific throw by Pinder.
Wow. What a throw. Not only set himself up, but perfectly made a throw. One hop to the catcher.
The first baseman.
And you cannot ask for anything better. Runner third base.
Cabrera.
They know the arm strength of the infielder right over the top. Look at this one hop. That is a perfect throw to a catcher. One hop far enough out in front that he can handle it without a short hop. So Chad Pinder, who is in right field, spring training only, amateur baseball, first time in the show. And he's fortunate, guy, because as we know, when we see it with the sun, afternoon or evening game, it's that way. Day game, it's to left field. But right field, he does not have as big an issue as the left fielders will have on the left side of the infield.
Cabrera rolls the first one foul off the tarp.
Watch the setup by Chad Pinder. That's the important thing. He gets behind the ball and then right over the top. And look at where the ball bounces. Out in front far enough as Alonso, the cutoff man, and he immediately pointed. Nice throw to Chad Pinder. But you know, your point, Kat, you don't want to run into an out with a big man up.
No, well, that's true. And I think that came into play there.
Exactly. And that might have been Dave Clark 5 playing his music saying don't go.
And you know what, if that's pretty good coaching, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he has to hit in this inning if you're the Tigers.
But that all played into it exactly like you said. And you know, they're down 3 and this guy can make it a tie game. So why take the chance of running into what would have been the third out with a great throw by Pinder.
1-1 the count to Cabrera, who has hit into a double play and lined to center. There's a line drive and a base hit to left field. So Machado is going to come in to score. Romine with a big turn at second. He stops. Cabrera comes through with an RBI single to make it 4-2.
Well, you're really fortunate it's just a single, and Kurt Young's going to visit with Sonny Gray. But just a quick swing. Raise the top hand. Off speed. Watch this. Just there it goes. He's just such a great hitter. He's tough to pitch to, and you can have all your scouting reports and meetings that you want, but bottom line, you just pray that he does not come up big. And that time a single, scores 1, but they still have a 2-run lead.
Hitter, number 41, Victor.
So 87 pitches for Sonny Gray, 25 in this inning. Those are road numbers for Cabrera and Martinez this year and last year. When you get slugging percentages really over 500, it's very good. When you get it up to around 550, that's really good.
35 home runs between them, 106 driven in. Not bad road numbers.
You got to get Victor Martinez. He has grounded out twice. First pitch is a little bit low. So this would fall under the category of a high stress inning. Romine at second, Cabrera at first. Blocked by Maxwell, and now it's 2-0. And they're starting to move around quickly out in that bullpen.
Again, pretty good technique this time by Bruce Maxwell, which is very important. Don't want to put 2 runners in scoring position. See how he moved in front of it. Palm of the glove, was down blocking the ball.
So 2-0 the count. Be careful. Upton, he is the on-deck hitter. Missed inside, 3-0. Interesting shift for Martinez. We saw it in his last at bat where Lowry is very much out in short right field. Rosales playing right up the middle.
I mentioned last night in talking to Victor, he says, how can you play me to pull and pitch me outside? I mean, he said it. And he
Makes
said,
sense.
I'm going to go opposite field. I'm going to go against the shift if you pitch me that way. And it's that they're trying to stay in. Last time they did, he pulled the ball into the shift. First at bat, nice play by Sonny Gray to get him out.
And the 3-0 pitch. It looked like Martinez may have had the green light, just sort of how he approached the pitch, but he thought it was maybe a little bit inside, but called a strike.
Now, he had it last night and swung and made an out. This time he was ready. And you know, I don't even know certain hitters ever looked at third base coach, because 3-0, they're going to be hitting Cabrera.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
No. And he's disciplined enough to know, and Brad Ausmus knows, that he's not going to be swinging wildly. He's been in the league long enough to know how to handle it.
3-1 pitch. Here it is, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Victor Martinez thought that was outside.
Well, inside with a fastball, this time outside corner. And Victor, maybe thinking pull, got the fastball away and thought it was a ball 4, but not.
So now you got 3-2, 2 out, so the runners will move.
Yeah, you can drop the hammer on him and maybe get him to swing at a bad pitch. Throw it hard, though, if you throw the curveball.
One rolled foul, so he went with a fastball, a little bit in. Young man had to work for that one, but he got it.
I'd like to see a kid take an early, last night also, take one of those foul balls and run it down to the MLB authenticator. Said, hey, I just caught this. Will you authenticate it?
Let me know that it's real.
That's
so
right.
I can tell my buddies.
Yeah. The selfie won't do it.
Big pitch in the game coming up right here. This could be the last inning for Sonny Gray.
Yes, and you know, Upton will be his last batter. So let's hope since that last inning, because I think Coulomb is getting ready for a deucing.
Two pitch, and Martinez may have swung at ball 4. So Romine and Cabrera head back to their respective bases. Looking right at you, Ray. See what Fosse's doing up there, working hard. 32 pitches this inning for Sonny Gray. Pitch, fouled straight back. Terrific battle and a key point in the game. Coulomb still throwing, and now Ryan Dole loosening up.
Yeah, you know, Cap, one of the things about, and they may be talking about it right now, the more fastballs Victor sees, and from 3-0 to 3-2, fouled off 3 with 2 strikes, so he's seen 5 fastballs. And I think the more a hitter can see a fastball, the better it is for him to make solid contact. And that's why if you throw something like a curveball, he has a sharp breaker, it may get him thinking, here comes another fastball, and throws it hard enough. And that's always a discussion when you keep throwing the fastballs and the hitter keeps fouling them.
The 3-2 pitch off the foot of Martinez. He's going to dance around a little bit.
Just straight down and off the instep. Check the right foot. It's got the protection. Actually got him in the back. Shin, left shin. Straight down, came back.
So a 10-pitch at bat coming up. Do you keep throwing fastball? Find out right here. That one had a little cut to it, it looked like. Pretty good pitch.
Looks like he wants to keep throwing everything hard, and that's why if he ever did throw the curveball, he has to throw it hard. He started 3-0, 3-2, fouled off 5 with 2 strikes. So essentially, he's thrown 7 consecutive strikes. 5 have been fouled. The 2 called, 1 inside corner, 1 outside corner, and
Sonny gets the sign. He's ready. And there's a ground ball that's going to get through into left field. And Cabrera, with nobody covering third, he's going to go to third, and it's 4-3. So again, that shift was on. As Plouffe was pulled over toward the shortstop spot, and that ball was right at the third base spot, and it was away.
See how he swung at a fastball away? Look at this swing. It's just like guiding it out there. Another pitch off the plate, similar to what Triggs did on Friday night outside. He went to left center. This one down the third base line.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Comes in both 4-door and 5-door options. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Beautiful look at Lake Merritt. Sonny Gray could not get that last out here in the 5th inning. The Tigers have scored twice, so now it's 4-3. Sonny gives up 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. And here's Upton. Fastball. Upton took it for a strike. So for Ryan Dull, 14th appearance, he's 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. But just one guy to get here. Maxwell blocks it. It trickles away just a little bit.
Well, Maxwell with the tying run at third base. You have to do this. You have to block it properly, and he does.
Good pitch. And it's 1-2 to Upton. Those are home game numbers for the A's bullpen. Last 8 home games. Pretty decent. And that one kicks away, and this game's going to be tied. And the ball's still rolling away, and it rolls all the way near the camera well on the far end of the A's dugout. Plouffe can't really go after it because he's got to cover third. But either way, it's a 4-4 game.
And Kai, you described it perfectly with Cabrera going to third because nobody was there. This ball up and off the midsection. Hit hard, went down, came up, and off to the side. So with Cabrera able to go to third on the base hit by Victor Martinez, that allowed him to score on the wild pitch.
So a simple 90 feet makes all the difference. And Upton, no swing, and now it's 3-2. Here's the play Ray's talking about. Now watch Cabrera, the runner at first. Now he's not very fast, but you know what? Heads up base runner.
There's nobody there, and then Hurley going over is Rosales, but it was too late. But that helped him tie the game with the wild pitch.
So 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Upton chased ball 4. But the Tigers scored 3 times here in the top of the 5th. So as we go to the bottom of the 5th, we got a new game. It's 4-4.
A Chris Davis bobblehead. It's Saturday, June the 3rd, presented by Xfinity. 15,000 fans will receive Davis's bobblehead to wear the arm bobbles depicting his signature salute when rounding third base after a home run. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions.
Chris Davis will hit second in this inning. So we now have a 4-4 game. Daniel Norris gets new life. Lowry, Davis, and Healy here in the 5th. Lowry is grounded out and hit a fly ball to left field. The shot caught by Castellanos. He caught it right around the ankles, so that's a line out, 1 away.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Lowry hit it hard, but he's 0 for 3.
Davis.
And here comes Chris Davis. Davis a ground out and a strikeout so far. He is 1 for 10 in the series. So if you're the Tigers, if you're Norris, best thing that you could do is have a 3-up, 3-down inning after your team tied it. Close pitch, a bit outside. Norris has 3 strikeouts. He's walked 1.
Shutdown inning is probably the most important inning for a pitcher there is. Club scores your runs. Worst thing you can do is give them up again.
Base hit by Davis. He rips one into left field. So Chris Davis gets hit number 7.
Designated hitter, number 25.
And try to go inside. A mistake is pitch stay in the middle of the plate. And boy, if you cannot pitch inside, and we've seen today with Norris has left too many of the breaking pitches and fastballs in general towards the middle of the plate. 6 of 10.
So here's Ryan Healy. If we can move Chris Davis around. Healy is the designated hitter today. He has singled and he has walked and scored.
Brad Osman said, somebody get the phone. Let's go to the bullpen.
No time to mess around now. Shane Green, pitched on Friday, is going to be the guy getting up and starting to throw.
It always amazes me. And of course, I'm sure the bullpen coach will say, you've got such and such a batter, but take a drink of something, you know, take a little walk to the mound.
Take your time.
Shane Green has been up all 3 days, so it's not like he needs a lot of time to throw, just like Ryan Doe. 2 tosses and he's ready.
Not close, 3-0. Alonso will be next. And he missed. 4-pitch walk. So the A's come right back, get something going.
Batting in the 5th position, the first baseman, number 17.
Jane Lamont, former manager, of course, bench coach for Brad Osmus. And is he ready? Because he may be in there. That's why all the guys are converging on the mound to talk to the pitcher. And I don't know that anybody. Down to Alonso, a 3-2 slider, 1-hand home run. And that quickly, the A's had a 4-1 lead, but they've seen it disappear. And it's not going to be Osmus.
Now the pitching coach is going to come out as a lefty now gets up and joins Green. That's Chad Bell again.
Who's he going to get ready for them? There are only 2 lefties in the lineup. Maxwell, if it gets down to Maxwell, they're in trouble, which A's hope that's the case, but could be Green and then the lefty if necessary.
Alonso steps in. 9 home runs, 24 RBIs.
Well, might as well have a great series, great weekend.
First pitch to Alonso is bounced foul, headed down toward the bullpen area.
Chris Davis, who singled in this this inning, second batter, hit 3 home runs in April last year, 11 in May. Yonder Alonso has already hit 5 in this month of May, and we're only in the 7th.
Chris Davis at second, Ryan Healy at first. Good fastball that time.
Cobb, I think he's going to stay with the heater. Did it with Maxwell. Did not throw any breaking pitches, and I think you make a mistake with a breaking ball, you do what Yonder Alonso did, as hot as he is. Fastball, if he does hit it, it would be in left field. Unless he makes a mistake like Zimmerman did last night with a fastball up and away.
Did stay with a fastball. It was away to Alonso.
See, that's where you can find the sequence. He went 1, and then other signs. Did go back to the 1 with the 4th sign. So those are the things, the sequence at second base. Your eyes are good enough, you can see what the catcher's doing. Just try to figure it out.
Foul back, fastball in on the hands of Yonder Alonso. He spoiled a pretty good pitch. Outfield plays Alonso straight away. Iglesias, the shortstop, moved over towards second a little bit. Pitch, which took a while to deliver, is outside. It's 2-2.
See how Alonso watched the breaking pitch all the way?
Yep.
It's almost like he's expecting it. Pace of game, it's good.
That's really good today. Norris looks a little bit uninterested in throwing the pitch. And a foul tip. Alonso could not lay off that slider.
Batting in the 6th position, the 3rd baseman.
Pretty good slider. It looked pretty tantalizing, and Yonder opened up right there just enough that the ball just kept going away from him. But good swing nonetheless. This time couldn't do it, and the only thing that does is keep the lefty in the face Plouffe. So maybe he can come through with a base hit.
Plouffe has hit into a double play and single. That was the single was in the 4th inning. Plouffe 1 for 6 in the series. Cam with a block.
I figured it out. Norris looks like a left-handed version of Mark the Bird Fitch.
All right. A little bit. Hasn't smoothed out the mound just yet or talked to the baseball.
No, he's not doing all that, but that.
It's the hair.
Yeah, that's why I call him Big Bird. Man had an attendance clause, and it worked great at Tiger Stadium, and 50,000 showed up.
Good take by Plouffe, 2-0. Well, if any player in Major League history should have had an attendance clause, it was Mark the Bird Friedrich, even though he really did not play very long.
It's 1976. First game against the Tribe. Pat Dobson was the opposite pitcher.
Well, according to the book that you're reading, and I started reading about the craziness of the Oakland A's in the 70s, Vida should have had an attendance clause.
That's right. Absolutely.
It was in 1971 when everybody flocked to see Vida pitch.
That's right.
Plouffe, base hit left field. Here comes Upton charging. They're going to wave home Chris Davis. The throw to the plate, offline, and the A's grab the lead back. Upton again playing very deep. So Plouffe comes through.
It's amazing what a strikeout can do in a manager's decision. Trying to get this young man through 5 innings, and he's not going to make it. Osman's coming out now, but Trevor Plouffe, big time hit coming through. And Kyle, you're exactly right about the depth in which Upton is playing in left field. And Trevor Plouffe has come through big time. Chris Davis did a stutter step as he approached third base, and he scores the go-ahead run.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and spot experts.
Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Pinch hitting for Chad Pinder.
He's happy, so are we. The A's have taken the lead. It's 5-4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Daniel Norris. His manager gave him a chance to get out of the inning. He could not do it. 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And where he had a 3-up, 3-down first inning, and then he got a big double play to end the second inning. But he had base runners all over the place in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and it finally caught up to him. So here's Shane Green, the new pitcher, and Matt Joyce is the pinch hitter for Pinder. So Joyce hitting 188, a couple of home runs. Pinder, well, he was in there, reached base on an error and singled, and he scored a run. Fastball, that one a little inside, 1-1 the count. Matt Joyce is 1 for 9 in this series. The Coliseum has not been kind to Matt Joyce so far, and it's still pretty early. But he's 5 for 38 hitting at home.
I think he'd like to Maybe hit that ball in the opposite field, pull it into the seats.
So 1-2, Green ahead of Joyce. Did he go? No.
Thank you.
That was close.
And he started, pitched down and in, didn't swing though.
Hayes with one in, looking for more. They need a 2-out hit. Strike 3 called on the outside, corner side, retired. Trevor Plouffe with a 2-out RBI hit. It was a big one, and it gives the A's a 5-4 lead. So we are moving to the 6th. The 6th inning. As Ryan Dull stays in the game, facing Adduci. First pitch, a fastball low. So there's Matt Joyce, who stays in the game in right field. Hit for Pinder.
Good job by Chad Pinder. Swinging the bat as well as an excellent throw.
Nothing today for Adduci. 3 for 10 in the series. And 2 hits on Friday night, 1 hit yesterday. Tigers still waiting for J.D. Martinez to come off the disabled list. Get J.D. Martinez and Ian Kinsler back in your lineup, and you see where this is a extremely powerful lineup. So they're figuring that they will hang around in the pennant race, maybe go as far as their pitching goes, which so far this year the pitching has not been great. In fact, they have the highest ERA in the American League, but that could change.
I think a lot of times in Detroit, where we know the weather can be a little bit cold. Fulmer, of course, the Friday night pitcher, he's going to be good, it seems, no matter where he pitches. But cold weather, don't feel the ball. It kind of gets dry. Can't get a very good grip.
3-2 pitch, not close. So Adduci with the leadoff walk, and let's check in with Angela.
Guys, I'm up at the left field bleachers with Oakland Green Man and the whole family, otherwise known as Miguel and his little daughter, Maya. Miguel, where did this come from, or how did you come up with this idea?
Honestly, I lost a bet, and they bet me to wear the green suit to the game, and I kind of liked it, so I ended up, starting to wear it every game.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 2013, I think, was the day I lost the bet.
And we know what you do on the weekends. What do you do for work on the weekdays?
I'm actually in the medical field, so I work in a lab. So it's kind of fun.
And Maya, what's your favorite thing about the green suit?
Because you can put water on it and it keeps you cool.
It keeps you cool. That's what we need out here. It's great for sun protection too, as we're soaking in some rays out here at the left field bleachers. Guys, back up to you.
Well, now we know who that guy is.
Well, and he was wrong for even saying who he is. I mean, because the great thing about that outfit is that you don't know who's under it.
Just say I can't tell you who.
Yeah. The Invisible Man.
That's quite an outfit.
Heck of a way to lose a bet.
I was going to say, that's a long bet. Quick 0-2 to James McCann. Tying run aboard. Seems like it's going to be one of those days where it's just not easy for either team.
And you're thinking it may go right down to the wire 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, at least. Drive to left.
Hanger.
Chris Davis turns around, and it is way out of here. 6-5 Tigers.
0-2 Hanger. Hanging slider. Wow. Well, that's what happens when you try to bury a slider and you don't. It's a hanger. You get 2 strikes, and a smart hitter is going to be patient. Look at that ball just tumble in right in the middle of the plate. McCann, he has the power. As you mentioned, Kyle, big boy, he has power, and he just showed it. A walk on a fastball 3-2, and a hanging slider 0-2.
So number 6 for McCann. And here's Iglesias. Interestingly enough, Ray, that's the first home run the Tigers have hit in this series, and they have a lot of powerful bats. Maybe comes from a guy you maybe weren't quite expecting it. That's Bobby Wall, who will now start to loosen up. One the count to Iglesias. So the A's have hit some big home runs in this series, and here the Tigers get one of their own. Daniel Norris, that's the face of a man who's off the hook, as they like to say.
That's right.
I'm off the hook. I'm off the hook. He's still not happy how he pitched.
Jesse Hahn last night, 3 2/3. He was off the hook with a big come from behind win. But as you say, partner, it's not over yet. There's a lot of baseball left. And it's already the 6th inning, but it's one of those things that just a 4-1 lead that's now 6-5 trailing. Jesse last night just did not have a particularly great outing and did get off the hook.
Iglesias reached for it, pokes one foul. So the count remains 2-2 to the Tigers shortstop. Nobody warming up in the Tigers bullpen. They will keep Shane Green out there, looks like. All right, last night the A's bullpen was very good,
yes,
as you said, but they also threw 5 1/3 innings. They had 10 strikeouts in the 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah, starter 3 2/3. You have to go the 5 1/3 today. Sonny Gray 4 2/3, which means the bullpen's going to have to work a lot.
Good fastball there. Iglesias strikes out. So out number 1 here in the top
Second
of the 6th.
baseman, Dixon Machado.
Doe right on the outside corner. A couple of sliders that were flicked by Iglesias to stay alive, but the fastball couldn't catch up.
So 1 away. Here's Dixon Machado. Machado, big swing, fouls it 2 out right. Machado has singled twice in this game. How about that?
Yes, he has.
So you think about, in this case, the number 9 hitter. Yeah, ball got there. How'd he get there? That's hard to do. Number 9 hitter's been on base twice. Romine, the leadoff hitter, has been on base twice. Castellanos, the second place hitter, has been on twice. That's danger zone.
Yeah.
When you're facing the Tigers lineup.
And the first 2 you mentioned on base, 3 runs scored. Difference in the game right now.
Sure.
They've scored half the runs.
Both teams with 8 hits. So 3-1 to Machado. The hits went very high. Center field, Rajay Davis with the shades on, fights it a little bit, makes the catch. So 2 outs.
MLB.com at Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Oakland A's baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get A's home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat today. Joe.
Who's this Joe you speak of?
Your good friend.
Joe Stiglitz.
He's the A's insider, but
No.
we got the Joe in the booth.
Joe McCarthy, our stage manager, is the Joe that we're referring to.
Well, I keep saying it because I just want him to recognize who I am. You know, and since I didn't recognize you, then.
Well, Joe's not getting any younger.
What are you saying?
He's not getting any younger. 1-2 to Andrew Romine. Romine is 4 for 12 in the series. Done a good job. Omar Vizquel missed that one.
You know, you might think with Omar he doesn't have a glove on, but remember Chris Basio's no-hitter. Final out was a barehanded grab at shortstop at the Kingdom, and he made the play. But here he can't make it to his left. 11 Gold Gloves.
Toward Chris Davis, who backs up. He's got it. Side retired. Big hit for the Tigers. James McCann with a 2-run homer. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 6-5 Detroit. State in 1979. The A's turn a triple play. It's the first in Oakland history. There you see the folks, and it goes. Wayne Gross, Mickey Klutz, Dave Reverie, got him. That was in Baltimore at Old Memorial Stadium. Last triple play the A's turned was August 21st of 2012. That was Donaldson to Rosales to Carter. But it wasn't Gross to Klutz to Reverie.
See, Reverie, he looked, wait a minute, how many outs are there?
Yeah. He wasn't quite sure.
Was the Twins with Gary Gaetti had 2 in 1 year, almost back-to-back series or something.
Don't see it a whole lot. I mean, you may see occasional, a very unconventional one where maybe a rundown happened somewhere, but the bouncer to third is usually your best shot because you can step right on the bag.
Yeah. On the Randy Velarde unassisted triple play with the first and second, 3 and 2, runners moving, line drive.
Castellanos, not an easy play. He was playing in. Maybe that ball came up on him.
In the ninth position.
Rosales is retired. First out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Bruce Maxwell.
Gonna bring up Maxwell.
What was that? Maybe they're shooting seagulls.
I don't want to know.
No, it didn't sound good. I know that.
I want to know. So Maxwell steps up for his third at bat. Fly ball to left and a strikeout looking for A's catcher. A's with 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. And the first couple innings of this game were quiet, but since then, scoring all over the place. Center field. Romine gets over there. So Romine has it. So we mentioned the 2012 triple play, and the hitter was Trevor Plouffe. Donaldson, boom. Rosales, Carter, got it.
High throw, nice recovery.
That's a nice play.
Chris threw the ball around the infield.
Brett Anderson, be careful, Brett.
Yeah, they'll fall over the chalk line.
So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th, and the top of the order, Rajay Davis. Castellanos stays in at third, right on the edge of the grass. Well, last night was a 1-run game, 1 on a walk-off. 6-5 today. So in this series, outside of Fulmer on Friday night, his start went 8 innings. The bullpens have been used a lot in this series.
Too much.
Yeah. Right field. Ducey goes back and he makes the catch, and that's a 3 up, 3 down, 7-pitch inning for Shane Green. Flatheads are coming. 6-5 Tigers.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
So 6-5 Tigers. It's the top of the 7th inning. He's had a lead briefly, kind of going back and forth, and see what happens in the late innings here at the Coliseum. As we got a new pitcher. It's Bobby Wall. First pitch, swing and a miss by Castellanos. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Third appearance for Bobby Wall, who made his major league debut in Minnesota.
Yes, he did, and had a chance to meet the nervous parents, or at least the nervous mother.
Fastball foul back. So 0-2 the count. Numbers for Castellanos today: walk, double, and a fly ball to right. He knocked in a run. He's got 19 RBIs now in the year. Fastball is high. So 1-2 the count. Cabrera to follow, and then Victor Martinez.
I'll tell you what, between Castellanos and Walt, this is a long duel.
You want to know how long it is between pitches?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
I'm getting ready to tell you too.
It's right now at
What do you got?
25 right now.
Yeah, we got 28, 29, 30, 31,
plus
32.
And it's supposed to be 12.
Commissioner's nightmare, this at bat.
Maybe the shadows of the seagulls are interrupting, disturbing Castellanos.
Get in there and hit. Come on. That one is driven to right, hit pretty well. Joyce quickly back. He's got it. So one out in the top of the 7th inning.
Number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. Four for 12 in the series is Miguel Cabrera. He had a RBI single in the 5th. It was his 12th RBI of the year. Remember, he spent some time on the disabled list, did Cabrera. MVP in 2012 and 2013, back-to-back. 2014 was Trout. 2015 Donaldson, and last year Trout again. But I think both guys, you know, stay generally healthy. You could put Cabrera, Trout in the top 3 or 4 every year. Trout's been in the top 2 every year. And Cabrera's, if he plays normal amount of games, he's always going to be in the top 3, 4, 5 MVP voting. at the end of the bat, right over top of the Tigers dugout into the second row. And then Miguel Cabrera, fan wearing the home Tigers jersey, ends up with it. And that gentleman may have got hit. Let's hope he's okay. Right over top of the dugout. Two now on a good fastball from Wall, 96 miles an hour.
Right over the top with a challenge fastball and won the challenge at 96. Xfinity.
High fastball and Cabrera strikes out. So high hard one, 96 from Wall.
It's like he's looking for the slider that he fouled over the first base dugout. His fastball up in the zone, and like Madsen last night, struck him out on a fastball that was up but not quite 96, as this one from Bobby Wall was.
So here's Victor Martinez, who, as usual, has a big hit in this game. See the shadows of the Seagulls. They're starting to make their move. Trevor Plouffe shading his eyes with his right hand. Makes the catch, side retired. So Bobby Wall with a good inning, gets 3 up, 3 down inning with the strikeout. 7th inning stretch time from the Coliseum. $5 o'clock, get ready for Game 4 with the team that you've watched all season long. Lena, Saint, Papa, Roz, Monty Poole, they'll all be there. So that is the group that'll get you all ready for Game 4 as the Warriors will try to wrap things up and move on to the next round. What I say, Ray, what should really happen with these NBA playoffs, because everybody knows who's going to be in the finals. So these extra rounds of the playoffs, to me, it's a money grab. It's a waste of time. You know it's going to be the Cavs. You know it's going to be the Warriors. They're going to have a great series in the finals again this year. This other stuff, it's a waste of time.
Which is like the regular season, the first 3 quarters.
Well, that's true. Yeah, the first 3 quarters, and it's going to be the Cavs and the Warriors. Cavs actually won today. They just swept another series, so they're moving on. They have not lost yet in the.
Or did they lose a whole bunch of games consecutively?
They struggled for a while, but they're playing really well this postseason. So, but the Warriors looking great as well. Warriors have not lost. So either the Warriors or the Cavs have lost a playoff game yet. So they're just rolling along. Seems like it's a collision course. 0-2 to Lowry. Shane Green back out there. He's retired all 4 hitters that he's faced. So Brad Ausmus says, give me one more inning, big boy. Although there is a lefty warming up with Davis to follow, and then Healy, and Lowry fouls that one at the plate. Just got a piece of it. Ooh. Wow.
I think we've learned one thing about the Seagulls. They do not like long games.
And I think there's more than there was last night.
Well, yeah, those were the scouting team last night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they run a recon mission. Checking it out a little bit. Well, Lowry grounds out, 1 out here in the 7th.
This was the beginning of the game. They thought it was a day game. And, hey, what are you doing here? And, wow. Did you ever see the movie The Birds?
Yes, I did. It's a classic. It's a classic. There's that French fry that Clay Wood allowed to be left onto the field.
Well, he had a birthday party, a pre-birthday party, and had some fries on the field. But they are out today. And
yeah, this is full force. You're right. This looks like a little Alfred Hitchcock action right now. Those people right there, be careful. Davis, a smash in the left field. He has his 2nd hit. We got a 1-out single in the 5th, and he ended up scoring. See if that can happen again.
On a hanger again, and it's Davis with that top hand and downward swing, and ends up with a solid base hit.
Yeah, those are smart kids right there.
Why do you bring a blanket to a pretty sunny Sunday afternoon game?
Cover your head.
Because Dave Cavell said take off the tarps, and the Seagulls said you're in our territory. Wow.
They're getting too close to our booth too, by the way. Healy takes a strike. A final in from Anaheim. The Astros beat the Angels 5-3. That was the rubber game of the series. So the Astros go to Anaheim and take 2 out of 3. They continue to play good baseball. Now 21-11. Astros. Jose Altuve hit a 3-run homer. Gaddis homer. Miguel Escobar hit a couple of home runs for the Angels in a losing effort. 0-2 down to Healy.
So as Leonard said, if the Angels get on a plane and land here for tomorrow night's game and come to scout the last inning, is that not good?
Yeah, if they're landing and we're still playing, that's not great. That's right. The Angels will be taking the quick flight north, as they will be here tomorrow night to open up a 3-game series. Night game on Monday, night game on Tuesday, day game on Wednesday, and we'll have them all for you right here on NBC Sports California. Healy popped it up. Machado out. Adduci, and it's going to be Adduci who catches it. Machado, a little bit of a collision, nothing major.
First baseman, number 17, Yonder.
So that's the 2nd out.
Now Machado made a good throw on the ground ball by Lowry. This time, though, going out, and usually, it got him in the face. Machado got Adduci in the face, and he's lucky to hang on. Wow. Smack. Oh, that's close.
A little facial. So decent job by Shane Green. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
To Oakland for a 4-game series, May the 18th through May 21. Tuesday, May the 18th game includes a co-branded San Jose Sharks A's beanie to 10,000 fans. Presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Friday, May the 19th. Game features post-game fireworks set to the music of Bay Area hip-hop presented by Lagunitas. To secure your seats, visit athletics.com/tickets. Call 877-493-BALL. Red Sox in town after the A's go to Texas and Seattle. Oh, well, that one came close, Kate.
Really?
It's like a flyover. Only they're almost coming in the booth.
Are we in danger?
At least the planes go up high.
Do we need a Brocabella?
That's good.
1-0 to Alonso. Blaine Hardy. This one is hit high in the air. Playable shallow left center. Upton coming in, and Upton makes the catch. Side retired. So everything's a bit of an adventure right now in the outfield with the wind and the birds. 6-5 Tigers lead after 7. You'll be able to stream every NBC Sports California broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. A's games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Top of the 8th from the Coliseum, it's 6-5. Tigers lead the A's. Crowd this afternoon, 23,227. That's the best crowd of the series. Bobby Wall stays in there for his second inning of work. First pitch to Upton is driven in the air, deep center field. Rajai Davis near the wall. Rajai Davis makes the catch. About 2 feet from the center field fence.
How did that stay in? There's ever a ball that sounded great. That one did. Fortunately, high enough. And maybe the wind knocked it down. A little bit of a right to left field. Upton with a powerful swing. I think he thought he got it. I think we all did. At least I did. But Rajai Davis thought he had a chance, and under it. You know, old Tiger Stadium, that's a can of corn because it was 440 to straightaway center.
That's true. Here's a Ducey. In Seattle, the Mariners leading the Rangers 4-3 in the 9th inning. Rangers had a 3-0 lead late in that game. The Mariners have come back. It was tied 3-3, and Kyle Seager just hit a home run to give the Mariners the lead.
He's starting to get hot.
Yeah.
This will be up there in the next road trip in the Northwest.
Mariners trying to get back to 500. Right now, they're 14-17.
That there must be some good food right above us.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's where all of our friends are hanging out. little bit low to Adduci. Mariners will be off tomorrow. Then they head east. They play in Philadelphia 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then in Toronto for 4. So that's what's coming up for the Mariners. So they will head to the east. Adduci takes it low, and he's got a 1-out walk. So he's walked twice in this game.
It's a wonderful trip from Seattle. Are they in Texas or in Seattle?
They are home. They're in Seattle.
So that's Seattle to Washington. How you doing?
Number 34, James.
I bet they can't see each other.
Tommy, you're the best, man.
See, I thought they all knew each other because I know they're coming from the same spot.
Right. But they need to be up higher so I can see over the seats.
James McCann steps in. He had a big home run in the 6th, the 2-run shot to give the Tigers the lead. Speaking of schedules, the Rangers have that 2-2 series coming up, which you know the A's always play against the Giants. Well, they have theirs coming up against the Padres. So the Rangers will be at San Diego Monday and Tuesday, at home against the Padres Wednesday and Thursday.
I think the A's have it with Miami, don't they? Play the Giants 3
Yes, they
times,
do. Yeah, it's just not right after each other.
Right.
Giants is.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the A's will have 2 against the Marlins here, and
it's a great trip.
at the Marlins for 2 when we're in Florida. At least our 2 Florida stops are together, which is not a guarantee.
Well, that's a thanks to Mickey Morabito, and he worked for that. So, director of team travel. I think originally it was going to be separate trips, right?
What a surprise!
Yeah. Come home and then go back to Florida.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. 51,000 miles. You think about that in the course of a baseball season.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner, so Wall gets his 2nd strikeout.
I think Adrian Johnson's had enough. He said, "Let's go, guys. Swing the bat."
Jose Iglesias.
Fastball inner part of the plate, and ball just kept tailing in. And the good call, at least the call for the strike, right on the corner. That's a perfectly thrown pitch.
Iglesias has lined out, grounded out, and struck out. And that one is close, but a bit outside. 2-0. Left-hander out in the bullpen is Justin Wilson. It's the Tigers. I think we were impressed with him last night, were we not?
Might eventually be the closer.
You know, I thought about that last night. Rodriguez, obviously we know what happened last night, but Rodriguez's ERA is over 5.
Yeah.
Wilson's got pretty good stuff as a left-hander. Line drive, right center field. Rajay Davis is going to get over there to make the catch. Side retired. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Plouffe, Joyce, Rosales. Tigers leading 6-5. 6-8-1 for the Tigers, 5-9-2 for the Athletics. So it's been a bit of a back and forth game. Daniel Norris could not get through 5. Either could Sonny Gray. Yonder Alonso stays hot. He had his 9th home run of the year. The first home run in this series for the Tigers was a big one. James McCann, a 2-run homer, and that gave the Tigers their lead. So 6-5, bottom of the 8th, and we got a new pitcher, and it's Justin Wilson. So Wilson facing Plouffe. First pitch is a strike. Good numbers. Great numbers. 21 strikeouts and 4 walks in 12 2/3 innings.
Let's hope somebody can catch up to his fastball because he's got a good one.
Jumps at you a little bit. Wilson last night an inning, a couple of strikeouts, and he threw 18 pitches. Trevor Plouffe is 2 for 3. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner, first strike.
That's not fair to throw that slider when you're throwing 95. Another breaking ball backdoor pitch cast, had it just on the corner, maybe.
Fastball is high, and there's the velocity, 96 miles an hour. So it's a final now, Ray. The Mariners won that game. They beat the Rangers 4-3. Josh Smith starting to throw for the A's. So the Mariners take 2 out of 3 from the Rangers. Joyce to follow, and then Rosales here in the 8th inning.
I figure right here, might as well just sit dead red if you get the slider, tip your hat, but be ready for a fastball and maybe smoke it someplace.
Well, he got it, and Plouffe had a pretty good swing. It was running in a little bit.
This might be the predictability case where pitcher does not want to walk the leadoff hitter, throw him at a breaking ball, might not get in the strike zone. You got a 95, might as well challenge him, let him see if he can do anything with it. Maybe hit a seagull.
Iglesias scoops it up at short, fires across. So 1 away here in the 8th inning, and let's check back in with Angela.
Hi guys, I had a chance to talk to Brian Madsen earlier before the game today, and he said he took a lot of pride in the way the bullpen performed last night. And you know, last Little League day, Ryan hopped out of the dugout and walked in line with the kids around the Coliseum. So I asked him about a Little League memory of his that he really enjoyed, and he remembers going to Angels games as a kid and having the ball being thrown up to him. He remembers every single detail, the date, the time, the game. So he tries to give back to the kids every time he has a chance to. Guys, back up to you.
You know, you hear that a lot where not just players, but any adult, they remember things that happened as a kid when they went to the ballpark.
Absolutely.
Which is, I think it speaks of the power of baseball and being at the ballpark.
I remember Stan Musial.
There you go.
I remember listening to Harry Carey make it sound like that every Cardinal player was a home run hitter. And the shortstop was catching them in shallow left field. But Harry said, you got to sell it. And he sold me. But
that's great. Hey, you didn't know any better, right?
That's it. I listened to him. I said, man, I got to see these guys. And I went up and watched the Cardinals play on Sportsman's Park. And man, these guys, Harry made them sound like they were all Babe Ruths.
Well, maybe that was part of Harry's greatness.
That's what he said. And, you know, radio, you could sell. You know, on TV, you're watching the guys, but that was really pre-TV.
So everybody was 6'3", 220 pounds.
And caught at the warning track, you know. Look,
on the dead run?
Yeah. It was fun.
Joyce fouls it straight back.
Old Sportsman's Park had the clubhouse or the dugout. You walked up and then you walked over a ramp over the concourse, so you could see all the Cardinals play. Oh, and I'd stand and go, wow, Kenny Boyer, Stan Musial, watch all these guys walk over.
You can hear the cleats, right?
Yeah.
No seagulls there either. They did have the Cardinals when they hit a home run. The Cardinals would fly in left field on the scoreboard. See the Eagles flying back and forth.
Wasn't a high def screen though.
Oh no. It's not high def.
I remember the smell of County Stadium like it was yesterday.
Oh, the brats?
Like it was
right.
yesterday.
The greatest
smell will never go away.
Greatest tailgating park probably in baseball.
So Casilla joins Smith out in the bullpen.
The A's are hopeful for scoring a run or two, maybe at least one, that Casilla would come in. 2, try to save it. 1, try to take it the extra innings. Or the 9th. And this is the 8th already, I forgot.
Losing track. Wilson wants a new baseball. Red Sox beat the Twins today 17-6 in Minnesota. So Boston flex the muscles a little bit, and they can do that.
We'll see the Red Sox nation in a couple of weeks.
Oof. Close. Wilson thought it was strike 3. He was ready to see the ball thrown around the horn.
That was a great take. Now again 3-2, and probably could have been called.
Probably.
But here comes a 95. Figure if Plufko's going to get it at 3-2, the lefty for sure is going to get it.
And he did. It's belted. Right center field. Romine on the move, and Romine can't get it. Bounces up against the fence. Joyce is going to go in the second with a double.
Well, that's a great at bat to consider taking a 3-1 slider, thinking that maybe it's going to be strike 3 instead. Or 2-2 slider, then the fastball 3-2. And Matt Joyce with a great swing. Remember last night a double down the right field line in the 9th inning with 2 outs. And now with 1 out. Same guy at the plate now in Adam Rosales. He almost got it. Ball hit up and came back. Backing up was a deucey, which is a good idea. So Matt Joyce. As this at bat for Matt Joyce, his pitches just all over the strike zone, and even the 2-2 that was called a ball, but then the heater and crushed it. So sometimes you need to be lucky, and Matt Joyce getting an extra shot took advantage of the fastball and got it.
So here's Adam Rosales, 1 out. So the A's will have a couple of shots here to knock home the tying run. Bullpen is quiet for the Tigers, so this is Justin Wilson's inning. Rosales is 1 for 3. He doubled in a run and scored in the 3rd. Taps that one foul. Getting himself ready if needed. This one in the air, shallow left. Upton waits, and Upton has it for the second out.
The catcher, number 13, Bruce.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell is 0 for 3 today.
He might as well set fastball east. I guess the left-hander Norris, he went hard with him with the fastballs. Got it.
Well, with 2 outs, Joyce on the move. Crack of the bat, that'll help the A's. Just a touch high.
That's a good point, Captain. Last night it helped tremendously
Sure.
because with Adam Rosales hitting it hard, really hit it very hard to left field, but he got a great jump, turned the bag very sharply, and is able to score.
Well, it eliminates any hesitation by the runner.
Absolutely.
Nothing
100%,
to nothing to read or anything.
Really, nobody holding him on. It could get a huge lead. And if contact is made, he can take off the track of the bat. But in this case, you look around. Of course, third base coach Chip Hill is watching the shortstop Iglesias. You don't have to worry about Machado at second because he's in right field. So the lead you can get off, and Chip will let him know if Iglesias, the shortstop, who's behind Joyce, if he starts breaking in behind him. Otherwise, just keep walking off or take a walking lead.
Maxwell checks his swing. Fastball up and in.
Definitely no swing here upstairs, and a lot of body, but that did stay relatively back.
Second pitch coming up for Wilson. Ajay Davis is the on-deck hitter. Maxwell swing and a miss. Tough to catch up.
Yes, it is.
Especially if the pitch is up just a little bit, and that one was.
If he could hit a ground ball to left field, he might get a seagull before it gets to Justin Upton.
They're bothering.
Yeah, they're on the field a little bit now. They're
2-2 pitch. Here it is. And that one is strike 3 called as they check with Gabe Morales, and Morales says you went around. So the A's strand the tying run at second base. 9th inning coming up. Still 6-5.
What a hot man this guy's been, and that is Yonder Alonso at the time, giving the A's a 4-1 lead. And Daniel Norris a slide on a 3-2 pitch. It is 9th home run of this young season, 5 in the month of May. Yonder Alonso, the Jeep driving the game. The A's down a run again, as they were last night. Frankie Montas came in the 9th inning, did a great job, walking a strikeout, got his first major league win with a walk-off. Santiago Casilla will try to do the same in this game.
So Casilla becomes the 4th pitcher of the game for the A's as he faces Dixon Machado. Casilla is 0-1, 3.27 ERA, 5 saves, 1 blown save. Machado, Romine, and Castellanos. high pop-up foul. So the Angels coming to town for that 3-game series starting tomorrow night. It'll be Ricky Nolasco and Kendall Graveman tomorrow. Alex Meyer, right-hander, against Jarrell Cotton on Tuesday. And then the day game on Wednesday is Jesse Chavez and Andrew Triggs. There's your pitching matchups. So look forward to seeing the Angels. Weren't we just there?
Just there. Matter of fact, this will be the 4-3. It'll be 10 games out of the way.
That's right.
It's not even mid-May by the time they come in. And then see them at the end of the season like we never saw them before.
One and two the count to Santiago Casilla, from Santiago Casilla to Dixon Machado. Good breaking ball, rolled toward third. Plouffe has it. Machado's out, one away.
Well, fans, enjoy your next A's home game in style by booking a Watches.com suite today. Visit athletics.com/tickets to book your suite. And for all A's fans, receive 20% off your first order at Watches.com by using code ATHLETICS. Athletics, that's ATHLETICS.
So here's the leadoff man, Romine, who's 1 for 4. Popped up. Rosales backpedaling, waiting, and he's got it. So 2 away here at the top of the ninth. Francisco Rodriguez loosening up Ray, so we're going to see him in the bottom of the ninth. He'll try to redeem himself. Maybe we'll try to make him hurt again.
Yeah, maybe do the same as he did last night. It's going to be the top of the batting order. Did figure out, Kai, between innings that the Seagulls were hovering and landing out in right field. There must be something edible out there, because as soon as they started playing the music, maybe it's so loud they took off.
Really?
Man, they just went towards the bullpen right field area and just they just left the field. So maybe the key there is to play loud music.
Curve for a strike. Interesting. In the bottom of the ninth inning, the A's will have the top of the order. Rajay Davis, Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, and hopefully a couple more guys. Tapped slowly, broken bat. Plouffe has it, and that'll do it. Ninth inning coming up, bottom of the ninth. Can the A's walk off again? Stick around, we'll find out.
Last night, a walk-off. How about this one? pitch he thought was a strike. He didn't like it, so the flip back to him. He dropped the ball. Watch Jason Kendall come out of nowhere and score the run. Huge play by Jason Kendall, paying attention in that case is Francisco Rodriguez and how about Marco Scutaro. A little bit of a flashback here. 0-6 for Marco Scutaro over the head center field. One of his many walk-offs. That was Bobby Kelty scoring. And of course last night a big one as well as last night it was Adam Rosales getting the walk-off. And so maybe a fourth will be on tap for this afternoon. Be nice to get Rajay on with his speed.
Rajay 1 for 4. He's got a double and an RBI in the first pitch. Curveball is outside.
And by the way, that Jason Kendall dash to home was a Holy Toledo moment for the great Bill King. So it was maybe you can see another one today. The numbers for Francisco Rodriguez: 7 for 10 in save opportunities. Save blown last night plus a loss.
Missed again, 2-0. Rodriguez last night threw 19 pitches. So the Tigers bullpen has been good so far today. 3 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. And now they hand the ball to Francisco Rodriguez. That one's in for a strike. Movement on it. 2-1 the count. Lowry to follow, and then Chris Davis. After Davis, it would be Healy. After Healy, it would be Alonso. Missed outside. So 3-1 the count.
Stayed hard with Rajay, all fastballs, and maybe that's a difference in lefty. Last night he went soft with Bruce Maxwell, and then Rodriguez threw the fastball to Adam Rosales. I'd say he's taking a pitch all the way.
And that one is on the outside corner, maybe.
Yeah.
That looked like it was outside.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kite. And he did not give the call. Pitch cast, check the outside part of the plate. That's not even close. Not close at all. And Rajay probably taken all the way and should have been on first base, and hope he could get there now after the blown call.
Two pitch went out there again. This one is called the ball, and it was well off the plate, and the A's have their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, Adam Rosales last night with a first pitch fastball after Maxwell had walked. Joyce had doubled, and this fastball, and watch the slide at home. You got Maxwell telling him to slide. Decker was behind him, and out come the boys with the walk-off, and Adam Rosales, the hero. See if somebody can be a hero today. Smash, smash. He still had this stuff all over in the clubhouse last night, his face, but he enjoyed every minute of it. We showed McCann earlier in his numbers of how well he throws.
First pitch to Lowry is a swing and a miss. Yeah, good call on that. That's add some intrigue to this at bat.
And the one thing also, though, Kipe, is that if he, with the runner at first, he throws the curveball and the changeup, he may spike him, and that could help the A's get a runner in scoring position. And if the catcher throws well, if there's an opportunity to run, it may be a hit and run. I mean, it's hard to kind of straight still, although Rajay, the only thing here he may have is a don't go. I mean, who knows what Bob Melvin and the staff will be thinking about. Hole between first and second is open for Jed Lowry. Gets out in front of a pitch and can pull it into that hole. And that is an easy first to third.
Jay not running. And the pitch is way inside. 1-1 to Lowry. Lowry is 0 for 4.
That's a save right there by McCann. As he overthrew it again. Norris still on the bench.
It's been Norris, Green, Hardy, Wilson, and now Rodriguez. Rajai Davis so far this year has just 1 steal, and he's been thrown out twice. Middle infielders squeezing towards second base. Outfield straight up. Castellanos on the grass. That one's hit left center field, and that's going to be up the alley. And one hops the wall. Here comes Rajai Davis. They're waving him home, and this ball game is tied. Perfectly placed up the alley. Nobody was going to get it. Rajai could read that, so he didn't even have to hesitate at all.
And what a great job by Jed Lowrie, staying back on the off-speed pitch, kind of tailing, and there's nobody better at hitting doubles than Jed Lowrie to left center. Kyle, you said it perfectly. Split the gap. Nobody was going to get to it, and Rajai with his speed could see it right in front of him, right there, and just take off Rajai. And you can coast home the speed that he has, and there's now the decision for the Tigers with Chris Davis and Jed Lowrie. Great swing by Jed.
So it all started with a walk.
Number 2.
And how much does that always seem to happen? And
so nobody out. So now what you got to do, Ray, is you got to execute offensively.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. And, you know, if Chris Davis, if they pitch to him, which it looks like they're going to, but the question is it going to be a pitch to him or pitch around it? Pitch him carefully, but ideally the ball to the right side to move Jed Lowrie and let Brad Ausmus have to make some decisions.
First pitch to Davis, and it's ripped to left field. Upton backhands it, and that's out number 1.
One of the hardest balls hit. Well,
The designated hitter.
Chris Davis was all over it, but he's had the top spin. See how he gets the top hand and gets on top and rolls over, but line drives. This one, instead of hooking past Upton, it went into his glove. Right now, this is the at-bat right here for Ryan Healy, because if he makes out, Alonso's definitely going to be walked. And then it would be up to Trevor Plouffe. So A's do have the opportunities.
First pitch to Healy is just a little bit outside. Remember last night, Ray, Healy was the second batter of the bottom of the 9th inning, and he hit a bullet right at the left fielder, and he was frustrated. And at that point, Rodriguez had 2 outs, nobody on base, and then the A's ended up coming back to win the game. So Healy did face Rodriguez last night, and that may help him today. In the air to left field. Upton going back. Upton near the wall. Upton is going to watch this baby go, and we are walking off for the 2nd game in a row at the Coliseum. How about that?
Wow.
So Ryan Healy, a high, towering drive. I didn't know if it had enough, Ray.
I was hoping it'd bang off the wall and Lowrie could score.
It just did not look like off the bat it had enough, and it just kept carrying. And it is good enough for a walk-off home run. And so the A's stunned the Detroit Tigers for the 2nd day in a row. And
this is out of the strike zone too, Kat. Look at this pitch. He got on top, actually. Maybe got under a pitch and just drove it, and it just kept going. But the aggressiveness of Ryan Healy, he gets the walk-off. And to be honest, I was hopeful off the wall. The way Upton went back, he plays deep anyway. The ball just kept carrying just like Alonso's did earlier. And this one to left field. And Jed Lowrie watched it halfway in case the ball hit the wall. And then he's going to be able to go and realize he tied it. And Ryan Healy gets the walk-off.
Shot.
Wow.
So 8-6 is your final this afternoon at the Coliseum. And boy, oh boy, 1 of 2 games for the Athletics. They just kind of hung around.
You know what?
Hung around, and then the big home run, it belongs to Ryan Healy.
And we might be seeing Francisco Rodriguez as a closer, because that kid Wilson in the 8th inning just blew guys away, and now Rodriguez back-to-back games. And as a manager, you go, and I think it benefited the Athletics inning. Last night with the walk-off, see him again tonight, and this afternoon with the walk-off. And who cares? We'll see the Tigers in September. In the meantime, enjoy another walk-off win.
And we're going to enjoy a quick conversation with Ryan Healy, who is the hero with the walk-off home run. And Ryan, Ray and I were just talking about off the crack of the bat. We didn't know if you had enough to get it out. What did you think?
I was just praying it wasn't going to hit a seagull and land in left field somewhere.
But it didn't help you, the fact that you saw him last night. You hit a ball hard last night. Did you take any of that into today's at-bat?
You know what? Yeah.
Feel pretty good? Looks pretty good. Yeah, I know he can't hear, yeah. Well, find the headset. Attaboy.
Where am I? What happened?
You're just fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah. How you doing?
Listen, congratulations, because that's 2 for 2. Adam Rosales got it last night. He stayed. We appreciate you staying as well. But, you know, Keif was asking about how high the ball was hit, the ball carrying. What do you see the difference in daytime, nighttime, and the way the ball is carried in your young career?
You know what? I like it.
I guess so.
You know, that's kind of just the mentality that we have to have here. We play in a bigger ballpark. But you know what? When you put barrel on, the ball's going to go. Right. Fortunately, it went right there and got us a W.
Hey, Ryan, tell us about your season so far. The numbers are decent, but I know you're also adjusting to not playing a position. You're DHing a fair amount. Has that been difficult, and are you learning how to adjust to moving around a little bit at different positions?
You know, it'd be really easy to sit here and just say that I'm really struggling with all that stuff, but you know, the way that I'm trying to look at it is that I'm really learning a lot. You know, the amount of adversity that you face in baseball, not only baseball, but life. I feel like right now I'm learning a lot about myself and about my playing career. And fortunately, we have great veterans in the clubhouse that help me do that every single day, along with the coaching staff. So really just taking the challenges head on, and happy to help the ball club win right here.
You know, we saw you take a couple of days off. You came back, pinch hitting, got you going. How much did the bunt help you in Minneapolis on Thursday? When you bunted, you hit the home run. You hit a home run last night. You're hitting home runs today. What are those little things that you learned that helps you going forward?
I'll tell you what, the bunts, that's probably the best I've seen the ball in a couple of weeks. So I was laughing because it was an 0-0 first pitch of the inning breaking ball, and I got a nice bunt down. But you know what, it kind of helped me slow the game down. I was struggling to get on base, help the team win. Most importantly, we're trying to score runs and drive in runs, and I felt like I wasn't getting on base enough to help the team score runs. So I was able to get on base right there and end up scoring in a sac fly. Just kind of brought to realization that, you know what, this is a team game, and this doesn't just happen with one person. And I think it made me enjoy myself a little bit more, and then we won that game. So it's a lot of fun so far.
It's a nice hat,
yeah,
by
you
the
know
way.
what, Ryan? We've never done a post-game interview with a double bubble hat on. So
it fits well. I got a big head, too. I'm surprised it fits.
Well, you're going to get an endorsement to him, probably. I mean, you've had that on the entire interview. This is going to go nationwide, worldwide.
You got to make a phone call. There you go.
Ryan, nice job. Congratulations. Walk-off home run today.
Thank you, guys.
Great job.
So Ryan Healy, and listen, I think it has been an adjustment year for him. It's
Absolutely.
not easy for a very young player who's very talented, but still learning the game at the big league level to bounce around and maybe even more so to DH quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do, and I think he is adjusting, but still, ultimately, Ray, listen, I think he feels like he's struggling, but he's got 6 home runs. He's got 14 RBIs. You know, we're 30 games into the season. Those are not horrible numbers.
Yeah. And he stayed on and did an interview after getting doused.
Double bubble guy.
Everybody loves that. But, you know, it's a great come from behind. Last night, it's a night, both of them. And the key, again, the bullpen, keep it at 1 run so that the A's can come back and win in the 9th again.
So it was fun. And Francisco Rodriguez, a couple of tough games here. But the A's take advantage, and they get a pair of walk-offs. How about that? 3 hours and 41 minutes was time of game. Played in front of 23,227 in the A's in walk-off fashion again defeat the Detroit Tigers. Final score 8-6. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on NBC Sports California. Don't go away. A's postgame live presented by State Farm starts next. Walk-off time at the Coliseum. 8-6 is your final.